Hey everybody. It showed me as muted, but I'm okay now. I know there is more than one person watching because I know I saw you guys come in. So yeah, YouTube's doing its thing again. I started off with trying to get two videos going, not two videos, two cameras going because I have my older iPhone and I had the same issue that Barry has had with StreamYard too. It picks up on some kind of audio issue, like that horrible feedback issue. So I'm gonna have to look into it. Maybe you have already, Barry. But anyway, happy Fri-Yay, y'all. And yeah, it's so good to see you guys come in. Thank you so much, Passamaquoddy. I know you're switching back and forth. Glenn is out there doing some fishing. So if you're on the laptop and if he's still live, go ahead and, just have us both up if you could. Give him some hours too. Did you get another one? Glenn, I was there when you caught the bull shark. I can't believe you caught a bull shark. That's what I was talking about, that I think it was I thought that was what caught your line the first time, and then you just said something about you had two lines in it, or it had two hooks in it. I'm like, I bet that's your other hook. That's so awesome. So are you? It's taking your leads, right? Are you doing a lead on it? That's like the leads are kind of, I forget what they're made out of. They're not monofilament. They're the like a metal or a wire. But yeah, yeah. If you guys haven't checked out How to Gardens fishing, he also will put some in shorts, the moments, the clips from his previous. So probably tonight he'll do the same thing. But even to just run him and give him the time. Hey, Tien. Good to see you. I was gonna have Laura up, but unfortunately she has a sore throat tonight. Um, so yeah, that's not gonna happen. Hey, Janet, hey, almost homesteading. Let's see. So we had Passamaquoddy come in and Hedgehog came in. Hedgehog Homestead came in, but she can't be with us. Because Chris just got home from work and she was saying like her throat isn't right for talking. Yeah, I totally hope you feel better, Laura. We love you. Gardening Warrior Q, Storms, Radios, and Cats, my friend Barry. Lark's Homesteadish. Hey, lady, what's up? I don't know, Kelly. Are we allowed to use your real name? I just did, but I wasn't sure. And then, of course, the always present Homestead Aquarius. He sees you, he hears you. Kind of like, Santa Claus. It's not creepy. It's creepy when other people say it too. But yeah, How to Garden, that was amazing. Oh, you just ended your live? Okay. And then there's TN Bushcrafter. He has this beautiful, beautiful, I don't know what you would count that. It's like a wild harvesting calendar that's, oh, it's beautiful. Okay, it is a wire leader. Okay. Hey, girl. Good to see you guys. Thank you for coming in. Tonight, I wanted to talk to you guys about Overwhelm. And, oh, Barry, if you can, I'm trying to think. If you can let Bob know I'm live, I think you have his email. I don't know what is going on with my emails. I keep getting signed out on this laptop. It's, there's been so many updates that they keep doing that. Garrett, what's up? You're back. I know. Where you been? Yeah, he's like Santa Claus. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake because he has FOMO, you know. Garrett's good to see you. I hope my friend Aid's in the background too. He's been really off and on. He's had some trouble with his Wi-Fi. Miss him. Okay. Hopefully, we'll probably maybe be on. You know me. But like my ladies, and I don't know what's going on with Janice. I think she's just busy with a lot of home stuff. But I wish she would, pop up. And I think Mama Al is transporting. She said she's being a transporter, which I bet she could kick anybody's butt, just like the guy in the movie. I wouldn't want to mess with her. But anyway, so yeah, I was actually listening to Jess from Roots and Refuge. I got into my email today, which is, never usually have time. And that's a good thing I did because it was like early in the morning. I checked my date. For some reason, I am running just, I don't know, like a week behind or something. Like I thought next week was the 21st. Turns out today is, and today was my son's pediatric appointment, the annual. So I was like, had to tell my daughter, "Hey, corn-fed life, good to see you." Oh, good for you, Garrett. I'm glad you got to spend time with your brother. I hope you all had a great time. Made some good memories. Good to see you, corn-fed life. I always forget you and your wife's name. Corn-fed life, they have, I think it's 3 or 4 channels now, and they do quite well. But Cashew Gesundheit, good to see you. And hello, Tofu. Good to see you. But yeah, I don't know why I was running like a week late thinking next week is the 21st. Next Friday is the 20th. Like, what? So no, I got it. No, he didn't know that it was coming. Like, so I was able, that was around, I want to say 12:30 in the afternoon. So I was able to be like, oh, and get him ready. So it worked out. It worked out fine and got him ready. And unfortunately, they had to do his 9 this birthday. So they had to do like a cholesterol check to see if it's genetic. Who knew at 9 years old, that's when they check that. And I was asking her about like allergies, like food allergies and sensitivities, and she said only the kind that will promote anaphylaxis would show up. Oh my goodness, is that how soon? 2.5 weeks and school starts up there again? That's crazy, TN, right? Okay, corn-fed Craig. That's funny. I like that. Oh my goodness. Passamaquoddy is so cool about like sending us her friends links, but she sent me this one link and it was for this camera and I so want it now. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet. I think it's Instax made it and it's the small like DJI, who makes a lot of the cool equipment that homesteaders will use for those aerial shots and everything, and makes an action camera too. Has a kind of like pocket camera that's really small. Well, this photographer was, I think, if Passamaquoddy is still here, you can drop the link for that video that you sent me. It pops off the action camera, this small little magnetized camera, and you can attach it to all kinds of things. And she was saying about Homestead Aquarius, getting this camera so he can wear it on a visor and he won't violate. I said, yeah, but if he has it facing the wrong direction, he'll show everybody his face, the thing he's avoiding most. Hey, Huga, thanks for coming in. Okay, on August 9th. Yeah, we homeschool and I don't even have his stuff due until September because of the way we set it up when we first started. And when I handed in my letter of intent, it's called in Florida. I have to say, if you want to homeschool, Florida is the state to do it in. It's definitely the state to do it in. You don't want to homeschool in a democratic state. It is a lot more hoops to jump through because, more government, more hoops, more red tape. Hey, Duncan. Hey, Brenda, you're always welcome to come up. I'm going to drop the link in just a second. We're actually talking about Overwhelm tonight. And Diva, you too, honey. I'm going to drop the link in a little bit. Yep, no violating. Hashtag no violating. But yeah, that camera looks amazing. And he was taking pretty much, I think he took most of the video with it. I didn't double check underneath this video if it was all with that camera or if it was, because he did do some shots that I wasn't sure if he stuck it to other equipment, but it was real. And he also had a puppy, so it made it even cuter. It was like a little poodle puppy, poodle mix. Adorable. Okay, take your dogs out, and that might be code for something, but we'll just assume it is your dogs. My dogs are my feet and they hurt. That's right. It was Brenda. Brenda let the dogs out. Whoop, whoop. But so anyway, I to go back, circle back, Jen. To circle back to what I was saying this morning, I was checking my email, which I'm not good at checking. So if you've sent me an email, it's buried in there somewhere. I'm so sorry. Uh, but Roots and Refuge, their podcast had come to me, and I'm like, this looks like a good one, and I think I'll listen to it. And because I've been feeling overwhelmed, I've talked to some other people lately who are feeling overwhelmed, and I listened to it, and I might even re-listen to it. Just as she is such like a wordsmith. I don't know if you've ever just listened to one of her podcasts. I never had gotten to, and oh, like she writes poetry. She's um devout Christian woman, really good teacher. Like you can tell she's been a teacher before, but yeah, it was just so good. So some of the points I'm stealing from her, you still would have plenty to glean to listen to it if you do get emails from Roots and Refuge. I know it's funny because Duncan and I were in some of their first lives years ago. What's up, Red Homestead? Good to see you. But anyway, so I'm gonna drop the link. I didn't get a chance to really see if I have anything for reading tonight. Um, hmm. Yeah, no, I don't see one that's really. I didn't get a chance to kind of match it up with what we want to talk about or what I would like to talk about because I think it's an important subject. Overwhelm. I know this time of year, especially canning season, a lot of you are dealing with it. And maybe if we can just kind of hash it out and figure out ways to deal with it in a positive way, we won't be doom scrolling at night and, just overwhelmed. So I'm going to drop the link. Just show your face if you want to come up on panel. And we will hopefully be off to the races. But yeah, that whole them taking his cholesterol, oh, that was awful. It took two it took the phlebotomist with the nurse coming in and helping me hold him. I hated it. It was painful for me too because, he's like, "What are they doing to me?" And of course, it's my first time back taking him and that's got to happen. Yeah, that really stunk. It was really awful. Daddy's been taking him to the doctor all this time. So daddy did probably have to do some shots, not many because we don't do all of them because of his, situation with he was, in utero, he had a lot coming at him. So yeah, we're real careful not to overwhelm his system. She did say though she wants him to see an endocrinologist just to make sure like his small his petiteness is, nothing to do with his endocrine system. So I appreciate that. She's been a good physician and she didn't force, like when everybody was being forced to get the jab, she didn't do that to us. When that came out for kids, she was like, yeah, I'm not necessarily, well, I can't say what she said, but yeah, she didn't force that upon us. And she is just a good doctor. She sees something, she speaks up. Oh, I bet your girls are so much bigger. Oh, yeah, you probably will. Yeah, you might have to sedate. That's awful. Yeah, his doctor actually mentioned if the sleeping isn't going well, that, after the adult dose of melatonin, the next step is medication, which I'm hoping they won't give you an effing minute. Is that what that says? I think that was a typo. AFK a minute. Cashier. Oh, I don't even know. I missed something, Garrett, that you're talking to Cassie about. Oh, yay. Hey, Diva. Oh, there she is. Come on up. Oh, you look cute.
Thanks.
I'm doing like an orange light. I was like flipping them and I forgot and just left it on this weird color. Um, it's like I just looked up and I'm like, wait, what's up with my lighting? Because you're so bright and beautiful. And I'm like, look,
Well,
you see
it's
the rain.
still daytime here,
Yeah.
so I have a window that's shining on me.
Oh, you have the golden hour.
Yes,
This
yes.
is
So,
green.
mhm.
This
I
is
do.
really green.
I love your disco, you
Thank
know,
you.
earphones and microphone. Like it's like
Thank you
boots,
very much.
cats, boots, cats, boots, cats, boots, cats, boots,
How
cats,
did you
boots.
know? That's what I started as, like the disco gardener. That actually would be a good one.
That would be a good one, and you could
Hmm.
wear bell bottom pants and.
Yeah, you could totally go out and get all the hornworms and dance your way through the
Mhm,
garden at night and be under a black light.
yeah.
But yeah, I stumbled on this subject because of listening to Jess's podcast, and I think like you've had like the heart issue. You just said like you had a friend in town, and how many days were you off in the garden that you were just not in your garden and did
Uh,
it?
almost the whole week. I
Oh,
did go out, like I would have to deal with chicken stuff,
yeah.
and a few little things, but yeah, and I have another relative coming tomorrow
Oh,
for,
wow.
but this relative, she'll come in and she'll go, "What do you want to do?" And I could
Okay.
go, "Let's go clean my studio,"
And she'll help. Yeah.
and she'll
I'm
help.
that I'm that type of friend. I used to be the one that would, they put me in their room and just talk to me and I'm like, "Do you want me to clean it while I'm here?" And I would.
Mhm.
I would straighten it out and organize it. Now I need one of those friends for my house. But
Exactly. It's
yeah,
it's easy to go clean up someone else's place. Like you
right?
just
Because there's no attachment. There's
yeah.
no emotional attachment to anything.
But
And there's
in
no overwhelm in their house. Like you're not
no,
overwhelmed by it.
no, it's like yeah. And for me, the also I'm trying to deal with my web page because it's
Mhm.
like I'd like to be able to start selling my t-shirts, and
Yeah.
it's just I'm basically sitting here for 8 hours in my
Oh,
day trying to get the shipping app to go along with it, and then you're like, well, also because uh, I want to take on the pizza challenge and make a
mhm.
pizza for Pizza McQuaddy,
Yeah.
and so I'm making pizza dough this morning. I had a podcast interview, and then I was like, well, if I'm making pizza dough, I might as well make sourdough bread. So I've got that going on throughout the
Wow.
day. And all I'm going is I really need to get out in water. I really need to get out in water.
Yeah.
And then I'm also leaving for a few days to go see my mom. And you go, here comes the pickles, here comes the beans, and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm going to lose all this food if I
Well,
don't.
that was one thing to reassure you is she says things do fall through the cracks. And one of the phrases she got from actually a Southern woman was sometimes you just have to let the low end drag. It was like, what? Then she went on to explain it like, same thing. Like, there's just stuff that's going to fall through the cracks. You have to know your priorities. So you have to, when you get like that, you have to step back and reassess. Like, okay, what's my priority here? What can I allow to fall through the cracks? What can absolutely not fall
Yeah,
through the cracks? So
right.
it's like, mom can't fall through the cracks. So that's priority. No way. You know, um, how much of your garden do you have to put away? Do you really need more green beans or have you not? Because I know you've said that. You're like, I've got them everywhere.
I do have it everywhere.
And squash. I have squash everywhere. I'm going to start putting it on people's doors.
I did. I went last night and put my first zucchini. It's not zucchini official zucchini day yet, but
Hmm.
a friend of mine who she just said, just letting all my friends know that are growing zucchinis. I love them, and it's like I've got like
Hey, LP.
Paid in my house. So it was
Hey,
like,
KP Heathen. Hmm. AC, is that you? KP Heathen? I
I don't.
know. I think AC has another channel. Just as long as everybody is nice in my side chat, they can stay. LP, good to see you. You squeezed in and I didn't get to see you. Yeah, that so then you kind of have to make up a plan when you've got that much coming in as to what you really, really want to. I mean, is that what you do? Like, okay, this absolutely I have to can that. That maybe not. That
Yeah.
like
Oh, the great thing is with some things I can just pickle them and I do
okay,
open
KP.
kettle. No, I'm someone else.
Okay, we'll go with that. Okay.
Yeah. Um, so then I just go through and I just do an open kettle pickle, and it's like quick, 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 you
Oh,
know.
okay.
And so in the course of just a couple of hours, I can pickle up a few jars.
Mhm.
With green beans, like we just picked them. I'm thinking I'm just gonna process them and throw them in the freezer,
Yeah.
um, and try that. But it's it's the overwhelming, like what you're
Yeah.
saying. It's tonight it's like the website is almost done, and I had my oldest adult, she came and helped me. She goes, I don't know much about this stuff, but just the two of us working it, she was clicking the right things, and it was like, oh, we got it.
Oh,
And
good.
there is an error if I shipping to the United States, there's an error there. And so
Here
there
comes
you go.
Duncan. Duncan's probably dealt with overwhelm in her career as a canning gardener.
Hi, Larks. Good to see you, Larks.
Good to see you, Brenda. Yay, Larks. Yeah, she's like, oh, Sunshine and Diva and Brenda. Duncan
Hi,
1900
Brenda.
Homestead.
Hello.
Hello. So what
Hi,
what happened?
everyone out there.
Brenda, we were talking about this is canning season and overwhelm and how they kind of intersect with each other often.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. For me, right now in South Florida and in the deep South, we actually are facing where it's, unless you have tropicals planted down here that you want to harvest, pretty much we're done. Or our stuff is fried.
Mm.
It's just, yeah. I like that. Pinky waving. Oh, hand pink. It says the pink hand waving. It doesn't show on, I've got the StreamYard side open.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Pink hands.
I feel for you guys because I see the bounty coming in. Larks had her pictures and those were amazing. And then Josh had his pictures and those were incredible. Like you have to really have like a big freezer too, I
Yeah,
think,
yeah,
right? But
yeah.
so how do you balance it, Brenda, when you've got a lot coming in? What have you learned over the years with the overwhelm? Like when your garden's producing and you want
It's
to can,
called you better have a lot of stamina.
Mm.
you better push through. You just kind of push through. Do you say like I can get through this? Do you have like an anything
I
you
do. I mean, it's nothing for me to put up, at least 5 to 6 5-gallon buckets of tomatoes at a time.
wow. Now how are you
I'm,
achieving
I'm gonna go
that?
to bed now. I'm going to bed. Good night.
No, no.
Well, for starters, whatever I'm making, be it, especially if it's like spaghetti sauce, and then I want to turn part of it into like ketchup and stuff,
Right.
I use two
ACR.
different roasters.
Oh,
The
okay.
the the big
The
roasters.
electric roasters.
That
Uh-huh.
that's what I usually cook that kind of stuff down in.
Okay.
Now, once I get all of these tomatoes peeled and cut up or crushed, whatever I'm doing with them for the sauces and stuff, I will put them in the roasters. Put the seasoning in there, and it will sometimes take a day or two, depending on what I'm making and how thick I want it.
Mm. So it gives you that time like
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I may go all day and all night, getting this stuff on cooking,
Yeah.
peeling
But
and
have you learned like just okay, I'm just going to press through this because I know fall
Well,
and winter will be here soon enough.
I already have a head start from most people on pushing through
Yep.
because wintertime I go with 1 to 2 hours sleep a day at the most.
Yeah. When do you? That's what I was thinking. I remember that. You're the one
So
stoking the fire at your
I'm
house.
used to not sleeping.
Oh,
Right. Wow.
I love sleep. Sleep is my favorite. So I think about after here, if we do move to a place with more land and I do get going, I'm like, how is that going to work out? But that was one thing, like with Jess talking about, she wasn't always where she's at. And we knew her from when she was in Arkansas, and we used to watch her and
Yeah.
Jeremiah and
Yeah.
go to their lives. And she just talked about that, like it was in phases. She goes, but in every phase, I felt overwhelmed. She goes, and one of the things I hate is saying I'm too busy. She goes, well, I wasn't too busy to scroll Facebook. I
That's
wasn't
right.
too busy
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
do something that I could have used for that time for something else. So it really spoke to me because it was like one thing when you're overwhelmed, you want to just shut down and you do
Mhm.
want to do those things
Yes.
instead of doing those things.
Yeah.
It's just like you want to veg out because you're
Yeah.
just so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
How
I'm
do
not.
you keep yourself from doing that too much and letting things slide?
It's hard, and most of the time when I'm canning, I do let some other things slide because
Yeah.
I'm pushing to get this done.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, I don't necessarily clean the house every day. Uh, I have already prepared meals in jars. I can dump, heat, and they can eat and get out of my way.
Oh, it's
uh,
okay, LP. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Appreciate you listening. Yeah, that's one thing too. Like, I don't know. Well, you don't have the kidults home now, but putting
No,
dinner on the table for Diva too.
yeah,
Like, you want to put dinner on the table. She goes, the nights that you want to do pizza, use that to your advantage. Order the pizza while you're canning,
hmm,
while you have. She's like, I will
yeah,
not do that pizza night unless I'm loading canners up or I'm using it for something else, like writing,
yeah.
whatever.
Now,
She,
see, in the winter,
mhm.
I make a lot of huge, and I'm talking like your co-packer size pans
Yeah,
of things like soups, chili, beans, things like that.
yeah,
And I do it on purpose so that way I can take that night and just can it up because I'm up all night anyway.
yeah.
Then
right.
when I need a meal, a quick meal that I don't have to spend a lot of time cooking, I've already got it. All I have to do
Canned.
is heat it up.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. That's what too. Like, I know Diva's garden is incredible. Did you, when you started on this journey, what we had talked about before, it was during the big C. Was it also to become more self-sustaining and have fresher meals? And
Absolutely.
yeah, because you also bread making and everything else.
Yeah.
Um, is that in your priority list when you're sitting there canning? Are you thinking, like Brenda said,
Yes.
to put up?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when my oldest adult, when she wasn't working and she was helping me still in the yard, we were canning up things like pulled pork, like just in a pint jar, or
Mm,
Korean beef. And I just said, this way, we've got this little pint jar. Grab 2
I've
buns.
never canned either one of those, Pastor
Oh,
Melody.
yum. So
I
yeah.
have
how?
canned fish, but not chowder or anything
Oh
like
yeah. No,
that.
I've never done a chowder. We've done the fish. We do French onion soup. We do like the
The
Mexican
old
Oh,
ways.
soup.
oh
Like
yeah.
it, because sometimes I've made, well, even like because my family's so big, we'll make a huge pot at supper. Everybody will eat whatever they want. Whatever's left over, you go, I've got, 6 quarts. Let's
Hmm.
go put it in a quart jar, throw it in, rather than
Yeah,
putting it in the fridge or the freezer.
Yeah.
Now it's
yeah,
just there, ready and available.
yeah.
Old ways,
So
if you're near the computer, you
After,
are more than
when deer
welcome to come
season
up.
comes around,
There's the
my
link.
husband hunts. So
Oh,
we
mm,
you're
have
so
deer meat.
fortunate. Yeah.
right.
And I take all those bones just like you would with beef bones
Yep.
and make my own stock. And while I'm
Nice.
at it, I make my own French onion soup, but it's done
Hey,
with deer
living the love
stock
life.
instead of beef.
Ooh, I bet you that's absolutely delicious.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
I
yeah, it is about being more, self-sufficient and sustainable, and so getting, canning up things. And actually, as I was thinking, I thought, well, like my tomatoes are just starting to ripen, but I don't peel mine, and I don't peel or anything because I have this super great high powered blender that just takes away everything.
Mm.
And it's
yeah.
like I can just throw all my tomatoes into the refrigerator.
Mhm.
Then once growing season slows down, I can just bring those out and do those. Then it's the fresh things right now. Like I didn't get around to canning my broccoli, so I ended up just throwing it in the freezer and said, it'll be great for broccoli soup.
Yeah. Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
are you shocking your greens? Like, do you shock them, all of them, or no? You just rinse them off and it'll. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Just like I said, like some things, that's fine. That's
yeah,
just fine. It's
yeah.
still going to feed you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
go ahead. Was that me? Did I get an echo?
No. So I was going to ask you, Brenda, do you can just anything, or are you, following all the standard rules about what you can and can't can?
I stick as close as I can, but I bend them rules like way out there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't can like milk. I do can ghee,
Okay.
but of course you're cooking, the milk
Mhm.
solids out of it before you can it. So
Right.
Yeah.
it's like canning lard or anything like that,
Yeah. Yep.
or tallow.
Yeah.
Now, can you Amish can ghee?
What do you mean Amish can?
Meaning you don't pressure can it,
Water
meaning you
bath?
boil it, water bath it for like 3 hours, like the
Uh,
Amish do. And also other countries do it. They don't mess with
yeah,
pressure canning.
I'm sure you could. I usually pressure can it though.
Okay.
I do all mine with pressure canning as
Yeah,
well.
Ooh,
yeah.
somebody coming for us. Is our time up?
Okay.
I know. It's like one of those
Oh,
movies
yeah,
uh, where they come to get you.
that's right.
Okay. I thought maybe you might be hearing my clock.
Yes,
Yes,
that's what we
yes.
heard. That's fine.
Okay,
It's
That's
fine.
why I muted it till it quit,
Teresa!
because it's over here chiming 11 times.
Hey, Teresa.
Oh,
Hi.
I saw that comment. Hoot hoot. I saw that comment. There is no shutting down. You know that. You know there's just pressing
Ding
through.
dong. Yep, it goes ding dong.
What did you mean by that when you put that in the side chat, Mama Al, about there is no shutting down? There is no thing as like shutting down.
You have to keep going regardless, no matter how bad or how much you have to do.
Yeah.
And see, unlike you, I make massive stock pots of soup
Hmm.
Mhm.
or sauce, and I feed everybody that night out of that pot, and
Mhm.
what's left over is canned up.
Okay.
Not, I don't waste lids. People's gonna eat from that pot
First.
that night,
Okay.
Yeah.
and then I can everything up.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's basically what I do with my onion soup, and when we've made the Mexican tortilla soup, same thing. We
Mm,
Mhm.
eat, and then we
yeah.
and then we just can it up.
Yeah. I think
And
But
that's
I
a great
forget
idea.
what the name of the stuff's called. I have a bunch of it for canning creamy soups. It's blow something. I can't remember what it's called. You get it at the Amish or Mennonite store.
Oh, you
Hey,
mean
Shawnee Shade.
for making it creamy? Okay, that is a
Hey, Florin message. Thank you for coming in, guys.
Oh, where's my brain?
It's blow
I may have
something.
to I may have to run in the kitchen and get the jar.
Hey, Madwood Barbecue.
I
Welcome,
have some.
welcome. Good to see
It's
you.
a cooking gel, though. It's just for cooking, and
Oh,
it is safe to can where
It's a
cornstarch
powder.
isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So it makes
Powder.
the.
yeah.
Okay.
the
It,
powder,
it,
Mama
it
Al?
is.
It's a powder,
Yeah, it
Oh.
and I
comes in
buy
a powder form.
both. I
It
buy
looks a lot
both.
like cornstarch,
Okay.
Okay.
and even when you cook with it, The only difference is once you start stirring it and it starts to thicken, it becomes clear instead of giving off that milky look like cornstarch does.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. And
Is it
it's clear
arrowroot?
gel. It's a
It's not.
cooking clear gel.
Yeah, I think when I like for making apple pie filling, they say to use clear
Yep.
gel.
Mhm.
But I still use cornstarch for my apple pie, my rhubarb pie filling. I just use cornstarch.
Why do they say not to use cornstarch? What would why? What is that will happen? Will it just affect the taste?
Your
Or
jar can be,
barbecue.
Oh, it can cause the jar to break. Wow.
Oh,
It can,
Because
yeah, it can cause excess pressure in the jar.
okay.
okay. Is that
too
because
thick,
when it solidifies, you mean like after it's liquid and it
Ah.
solidifies?
too thick to get the right heat inside the jar to pin the food in it.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Hey, Food
Hey,
Forest Farm Culture,
Howie.
Howie. Good to see you. Hon. Talking about Overwhelm, Howie.
Yeah.
And also and how to get canning done. Really, that's where you guys are at right now is canning season. But even just
In
overwhelmed with
some ways, I'm lucky this year because I was really late getting my garden out. So there's not a whole lot to can right now.
Yeah. Do you ever stagger your planting thinking of canning? Like
I really
or
never did before, but after this year, I may.
right?
Simply because I was late, really late this year getting most of my garden out. So it's really not producing a whole lot yet.
Mm. And we have,
Now, when it does, it may
opposite.
all come in at once, but
Yeah. Yeah. I
still.
know that does happen. That's like my bananas that I harvested now that, a couple have come to turning yellow. All of them decided we're going to all turn
Mhm.
yellow.
They will
And
do that
you can
anytime you
freeze
put
us.
fruits
Hmm.
close together when they
Yeah.
turn.
They give
One
off the
turns,
gas.
they will all
Yeah.
turn. Yep.
Yeah. And I think what started it was the mangoes became ripe that my husband
Mhm.
brought home and they were next to the bananas and they outgassed and the bananas were like,
Mhm.
oh, we're going to turn yellow right now for you. Woo. So yeah, I need to actually
Yep.
look up that Passamaquoddy has sent me. It was like a monkey spread, monkey something. It's called. It's like monkey jam, but it's a banana. Like what's it
Oh
called?
yeah,
Banana jam.
Oh, okay, banana jam. They just had a
yeah,
silly name for it,
yeah.
but
Well, I have a question. It's it's a you know sophomore kind of question, but with some of my pickles, I can see that the seal is not sealed. I did leave the rings on my pickle jars, but I've taken them off. The seal is still on them, but the indent is not there. Do you think they're still going to be okay?
How long ago was it?
you pick it.
Probably. Well, some of them it's been a year, but they were
No,
sealed before. They're no
no.
good.
I
If,
wouldn't trust them.
if it's popped, no, don't eat it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's
That's
definitely
what we're
things.
asking. How
And when
long?
you can your stuff, once it's sealed and it's cooled off and everything, and you go to store it in the pantry or whatever, unscrew the lids and take them
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. I
Just
just
leave
didn't
the
do it
flat
with my
lid on it.
pickles. I didn't do it with my pickles. I do it with all my other pressured cans.
Sometimes that can actually cause them to come unsealed.
Right.
Yeah, I
Because
heard that too.
buckling.
And it
Mhm.
can cause them also to come unsealed unknowingly and reseal.
Yeah.
In
Oh,
So
which case you could get food poisoning from that. That's why you should never leave the rings on them.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah. I
That's
just did rookie mistake with my pickles. It was just like, nah, just leave them on. It's pickled. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a good thing that you brought it up because I wouldn't have necessarily known that
Yeah.
about the
No,
dimple on the top.
I
Now,
wouldn't trust them if they're not sealed.
okay.
I don't think almost I'm saying once you get the hang of it and you get some
It's really not
experience,
complicated.
yeah, that's what I hear from people who have experience canning. It's really not that complicated once you get the experience under your belt.
It is a matter of experience and being used to it. I grew up doing it, so
Mm-hmm. What were
Yeah,
you going to say, Mama?
I grew up with this whole lifestyle.
You're lucky.
I grew up entering in the contest at the Mid South Fairs and everything. So I was
Awesome.
a competition canner. So
Awesome. Wow.
and you better have everything perfect in those jars.
Mm.
Yeah.
wow.
I'm not worried as long as it gets canned up and go on the shelf.
Yeah, right?
Exactly. It's like, okay, now that seems like it puts a lot of pressure. You go, no,
Yeah.
I'm just canning food and feeding my family.
Uh-huh.
So when you're canning, what are some, I guess, shortcuts where you can buy yourself a little time while you're canning up, say, a huge, like you said, Mama Owl, and you were saying, like, feed your family first, can up, the sauce or whatever you're making, feed your family with it first, so then you're not canning excess that maybe, what is it, just so you don't have to use the lids, is what you were saying? If you can feed the
Well,
family.
feed the family first, because if you can it all and then feed the family, you waste lids.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that. I think that's a great
Yeah.
tip.
Because
So
I make 30, 40-gallon pots,
wow.
stock pots of soup.
Okay.
Mhm.
Because, I don't play when I can.
Yeah.
I can't.
Now, when you water bath, do you use those stock pots or do you use a water bath canner? Does it have
I
to
use
be?
both.
I have used both.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
use both.
Now, is there a difference between the stock pot and
As
the
long
water
as you
bath?
have one of those baskets to put in there. You
Okay.
never set the jars straight on the bottom because they'll bust on you.
Yeah.
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 I got a ball kit and it had actually a silicone pad that you put in the bottom instead of the
Yeah.
and then you have
I
the
want
little
the,
lifters. But
I
I
want the
want,
metal.
yeah, I want one of those instead. Also found out that I think my jars were a little too big for the pot that I was using because of the boiling. It just boiled
No,
over
the
just
water
too
has
quick
to be
over it.
well over the top of the jars when you're
Yeah.
An inch, two
It was.
inches.
water bath. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was just because it was so full, it wanted to boil right out, of course,
Yeah.
of that. And then
Right.
how do you deal with that? Like, I have an electric stove and I bet you guys have probably canned on everything by now since you have that canning experience.
I grew up canning on a gas stove, but I have canned for like 40 years now on an electric stove.
So how when it is boiling like that and you've got boil over happening, how are you turning it down? Is it just like increments? Like you wouldn't go from say 6 to 5
I've
or
learned over time my stove, so I know I get it up there and get the temperature up where I need it, and then
Mhm.
I slowly start adjusting it down to where I know where it needs to be on my stove
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
for it to hold the temperature that I want.
Mhm. Mhm. But you do
So
want a
But
rolling
it is
boil?
experience.
It's rolling boil though for
Uh-huh.
water bath. It has to be rolling. Okay. I
Mhm.
just wanted to make sure because somebody, I think it was Larks, actually told me
Yes,
I
it
could
has
have
to be
turned
a
it.
rolling boil.
Okay. She was saying I could have turned it down a little. I'm like, I was afraid to. Hey, Harold's Amazing Adventures. I didn't catch you when you came in. Good to see you.
You want a heavy boil
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think I just need a deeper
or
stock
what
pot or a water bath canner. It's
most
just not
canning
deep
books
enough.
refer to as a rolling boil.
Yeah. That's what my ball book did.
Yeah.
And I want to start with the ball, and then I would like to do
Copac canners
Amish.
or water bath canners, whichever way you want to call them,
Mhm.
really aren't expensive.
What are they? Copac?
They're not expensive.
I didn't know what you just called it though. What was that word that you used?
Cold pack?
Oh,
Copac.
Copac. Okay. I thought it was a name brand you were throwing out there. I
No,
didn't.
no, no. Some people refer to that type of canning as cold packing. Some refer to it as water bath canning.
Okay.
But
So
yeah, either way, when you go to buy one of those pans, they're not real expensive.
No.
No,
okay.
because they're shrinking them in size now. Go
Oh,
Are
look
they?
at yard sales and antique stores and
okay.
get you the real ones that your grandma used, where you can actually get enough jars in there.
Okay.
I saw some coming out, and they're on the shelf, they look like asparagus steamers. That's how much they've
Oh,
shrunken.
yeah, and
Wow.
the
Oh
new
my
candidates
gosh.
wouldn't know. We wouldn't know.
Oh,
Wow.
another thing I warn everybody, be
Oh,
careful.
Harold.
They are now coming out on the shelf. Read your labels always. They're releasing 4% vinegar.
Yeah,
That's
they are.
ridiculous. That's
They are. I
ridiculous.
seen that.
So then,
Yeah.
is there any way to combat that? Like to raise the acidity? Would you,
You
what,
take
lemon juice?
other vinegar and add to it.
Say that again. Make your own or make what?
No, you can get what's deemed cleaning vinegar,
I
which
was
is the
thinking that the
same,
cleaning version.
and
Okay.
add a little to that.
Yeah. Watch them start adding stuff to the cleaning one so we can't even use
Look, they're trying to do everything to keep everybody from not being able to be self-sufficient.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
I will
Yeah.
tell you,
They
don't
don't want you to
invest,
survive without depending on them.
Yep.
don't
Okay.
invest everything into canning. Because if you do have to bug out, good
Mhm.
luck carrying all them cases of jars. You
Oh,
ain't
Yeah.
gonna
no doubt.
Yeah.
start making, because, boiling water is easy to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Easy to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Start dehydrating and making soup mixes, rice mixes, your oatmeal
Yeah.
mixes,
Yeah.
Mhm.
your grit mixes. I
Even
have
river
been,
water is safe if you boil it
Yeah.
Mhm.
because you kill everything in it. Tennessee Bushcrafter had another good idea too, and that was to add citric acid.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, and Larks was saying
Or
the lemon juice
but
from a
I
citric
hope
bottle.
vinegar.
you know where your citric acid comes from.
Oh dear.
right.
Yeah,
Where's it
it's
coming
not
from, Mama
lemon
L?
juice like people think anymore.
Yeah. Where is it coming from now, Mama L? What
Oh, I forget what it is, but it's not lemon juice like it used to be.
is it from a
Yeah.
lab? Are they creating it in a lab? Like it's a
Mhm.
chemical?
It was probably from a monkey's butt or something.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, up here in
No,
Canada right now, what
Well,
we're
you'd be amazed.
Mhm.
yeah, up here in Canada, they've either passed the law or they're working on it. But any health products are going to be pulled off the shelves. So like your vitamin C, simple things like that.
Wow.
Your
Oh my
uh,
gosh.
Yeah,
vitamin
coming.
C,
Yeah, I
nothing.
see,
was
everything that I teach people medicinally and everything, I'm doing everything illegal. I
Yeah,
am an herbalist and I'm illegal now.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
It's just
But you
ridiculous.
know what? They can kiss my grits.
How to garden said it's from a
Unspeakable.
black
For
mold.
starters, as long as you're telling people this is what I do for me, what you do
My
for you
family.
is
Oh
up
boy.
to you.
Hmm.
Then
I
Exactly.
have my disclaimer. I slapped that disclaimer up there first thing you see.
mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Tian, I agree with you. There ain't no bugging out for our family with my special needs son. They're gonna find us anyway. They
Mhm.
make
Yeah,
not. It makes so much
couldn't
noise. It's like,
we wouldn't get anywhere trying to bug out. So we're
yeah,
staying in.
yeah, yeah. Just
We'll
is
stay in
what
and
it's gonna
fight our
be.
way to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tian's like I've been that
I
way for a
have a
while.
son who couldn't hike if he had to. So
Yeah, yeah. I totally get it. Mhm.
not to mention I probably couldn't either. Some days I do well stand
Right?
up.
I was doing that with my son tonight, squatting, and I mean today, squatting at the doctor's office, just kind of holding him there while he was getting his blood pressure taken, and I'm like, um, hold on, and I had to take my purse actually off of my shoulder because it was so heavy to get back up. I was like, that's pathetic. I didn't know I would be like that
Oh
way
no,
at
if I stood
53.
down like that, there would be no standing back up.
Nope.
I didn't, yeah, I didn't
Hey
expect that
Bob.
at all. Hey,
Yeah, no, they'd have to bring a crane in to lift my big butt back up in the air.
right. I know, right, Bob? Yours is in the Philippines, huh? Probably.
Oh,
That's your bug out location now with a second home.
Yeah.
Bob, you're welcome to come up too if you want to. We're talking about Overwhelm, and it went into because it's canning season, but I know
Yeah.
you've dealt with Overwhelm too because him and I have talked about like caring, and Mama Al's going through it right now, caring for her husband or caring for a loved one and being the caretaker. There's a lot of overwhelm,
Hey, at
and
least you're
and
putting
you
it
have
in
too. You've
people.
dealt with it too, Maureen. That's right. Your
Yeah.
husband. There's a lot of overwhelm in that, and you're the caretaker of your family. I know, Brenda, but okay, you can come up later. That's fine.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, and actually, I think Lark's just, she just said it's also important to build up your hardback library too. And it's like, yeah, like
mhm,
you see lots of things on Facebook, and it's like, here is all of these great recipes and ideas, and
Yeah.
it's virtual. And I'll email them and I'll say, I'm happy to buy the hardback book,
yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
no, it's like $39, and it's like, well, when when the proof
yeah,
hits
But
the
it's
fan.
there forever.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
tangible.
We go,
Uh,
we won't have internet,
yeah.
so
This
Yeah.
is
it's not like I
just
can
The
go
my.
internet
look it
This
up.
is mostly my David the Good, and then this is like his little library, and then this is actually organic farming from the Jadam method. Um,
Oh, honey.
Glenn has done some of that. I haven't gotten into it yet, but it's basically pulling resources from all around and
So
One of
Mama
these
Al,
days. Go
right.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Mama Al, so do you just are all your kind of recipes and things, are they just all in your head? And
Most of them are, but I also see. I've got bukus of books.
Yep.
Worst case scenario, my tail has to run. I'm not worrying about them books because I have uh, the the little prong binders, and a
Mhm.
lot of my sheets are printed out, and I have them in protective sleeves that are sealed, or I have what's that? What do you call it when you put your paper in and then you
Right.
use the
laminate,
um,
they're laminated.
laminated?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take out
Exactly.
the most important survival stuff and slap that one of those little uh, three, little
CR.
folds, yeah, and run with it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
because it's like
Yeah.
you probably need to
Yeah.
make a book, we'd all buy it, so.
Mhm. Yep. Yep.
Listen, I have printed one herb book, cookbook a while back. It's been a while. It's sold completely out in a year's time. I had 500 copies. If I ever to gracious get time, I need to revamp that and put it up.
There
Because
again,
Yeah.
overwhelmed.
Yeah.
back then, I had all the equipment. I printed them, I cut them, I binded them, and everything. So I done all of that myself.
Mhm.
So yeah, I kind of knocked out the middleman.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah,
is it one that we can get? We want one that we can get.
Did she
exactly.
buy copies of it?
Oh, neat. Oh, Honest Homesteading says she cited you as a source in her binder for things already. That's
Aw.
that's a great compliment, I know, for a teacher to hear that
Yeah.
they are
Wait a
making a difference. Almost Homesteading, she said that she's already used you as a source. She cited you in her binder that she keeps.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Yep. So your teaching is having a good effect.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you can have books published free or for a low price through Amazon. I know you can do their Amazon has the Audible and they have the digital, but I don't know about the hardback, Barry. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Most people don't understand me, so I wouldn't know
Good night,
about the.
Howie.
Too funny. Good night, Howie.
My southernese can be a little thick once in a while. But no, if I can figure out, because I can do it myself, if I can figure out
Using software
how
from Amazon.
ebooks work
Yeah.
and how to, program
Yeah.
ebooks, and when I can ever sit down long enough, yeah.
Larks is telling us that she said you can make a book using software for Amazon KDP. I guess it's Amazon KDP is the software through them. And then Bookbolt is an easy one to use. Good to know. Good to know. I would like to do that just so my kids have it. because just like you
Yeah.
said, like when digital goes, they won't have these videos of me.
Yeah.
They
Mm-mm.
won't have it as a reference. But I hope, I'll be around with them if it goes to that, like a shift situation where we don't have digital or electricity. But with the CMEs coming in, get a really strong one. We're gonna have an event.
What's a CME?
It's could somebody do the long name in the side chat for me?
Ejection.
Thank you. Coronial. I'm so bad with words sometimes.
Coronial?
Is it coronal or coronial?
Chrono. One of them
Mass.
long 3 words, mass ejection from the
Yeah.
sun.
Oh.
Yes. It's a sun.
In other words, when the sun burps.
Yeah. I call it farting, but burping is so much nicer. Yeah, coronal mass ejection. A coronal mass ejection is a significant ejection of magnetic field accompanying plasma mass from the sun's corona into the heliosphere. But the ones that reach towards our Earth affect our whole electromagnetic shield, I guess, that we have around. That's why you can see like the northern lights. Well, they had an event where you could fully see it in the south, and the electricity went through the atmosphere so strong that telegraphers got shocked back then. I think it was 1800s, late 1800s had happened.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. And they were shocked through the telegraph wires, and other weird things happened with, and now we're so digital. It would take down so much.
Oh,
And
yeah.
especially like,
Yeah.
can you imagine all these jobs that they do
There
with
are
robotic?
There are people that couldn't survive without their phones and their computers and
Oh,
Yeah.
believe me, I know a bunch of them.
I'm probably one of them, because that was where Jess got me. Was I wanted to numb out, I think, after mom passed, and with not eating a lot of sweets and trying to not eat at night, I'm realizing I was stuffing my emotions.
Yes.
And with that, you have to deal with them. They pop back up, because it's like you're not stuffing them back down with food, and it's like, why am I feeling that way?
they're not going to stay down until you deal with them.
Yeah. You have to feel through them. But what you do too is you end up like on Facebook. You just
Yeah.
want to numb it out. You don't want to feel it. You don't want, but then you end up, if you don't have that list, like Maureen and I were saying in the beginning, of must do's, like, okay, I must take care of my children. I must take care of my husband. Okay, what can fall through the cracks? I guess I can't learn to bake bread this month. Like, I know
Actually,
how
I
to
have a
bake
remedy
it.
for that, because yes, you can.
Go for it. Tell me the remedy.
There is a recipe out there. It's called 5-minute bread.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's
It's
okay.
still yeast. It's still yeast bread, but what you do is this, like I think it was developed for people like women who work during the week and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Weekends, make your batch of bread. You put it in the refrigerator. Whatever night that week you want to take and make some bread, be it rolls or a loaf of bread,
Yeah.
you just take a chunk out of it,
Mm-hmm.
fold it under like you would, into a ball so everything's underneath, and you bake it. It takes like 5 minutes to get it from the fridge
I was
to
thinking
the
like
oven.
I want to learn how to do sandwich bread again. I haven't done that in ages, but I also had a machine that was one shortcut too. Like Jess was saying that she did, was she bought herself a machine because she was buying bread, and they, how they are the same thing, self-sustaining. She wants to feed her family like that. And she became gluten free. And while she was transitioning, she was buying it from the store.
Right.
And so while she was transitioning, she was feeding her family and feeling guilty, but she needed that time to transition into a gluten-free lifestyle for herself, because you want to eat it. When you're so addicted to that fresh bread coming out of the oven, it's really hard. Like, I remember making bread, and I gained so
Now-
much weight on bread instead of sweets. I love fresh bread. Anyway,
Bread.
go ahead.
Oh yeah, who doesn't love fresh bread out of the
I know.
oven? Hot,
As long as
smack
it's
some
not
butter on
gluten-free.
there.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Well, I just look at bread. It's it's the carrier for butter. That's how I get.
Yes.
That's how I get my portion of butter in.
I used to love the salt-free butter that then I would put my own coarse salt
Um,
on top of the
yeah,
bread. The
that would
butter.
be good. Yeah, that would be good. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
I miss it.
unsalted butter, no.
Yeah, I used to make so much bread. I broke my bread machine, but that was, a long time ago, and I just never bought another because I was gaining so much weight just eating all the fresh bread.
Tofu. I've
Never
had bread
had
machines
a
before.
bread machine.
I
What
was
was that?
never impressed with any of them.
No.
Never
Yeah.
had a bread machine. I got 2 hands.
2 hands. Yep. I
Mhm.
figured you'd say that. And
I've
I should have
I've
been
had
able to
them.
do it.
I just wasn't impressed with them. I'd use them once or twice and get rid of them because
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
just
I
it
didn't make a
wasn't the
whole
same.
lot. Yeah, I didn't get to make a whole lot. It broke down. It wasn't impressive because it broke down. But I mean, I broke it because I kept using it.
But
But I
in some cases, like if in your situation, having a special needs child, if it's hard to go and be thinking
Uh-huh.
about adding that
Mhm.
bread. You've got bread on the rise or whatever, and it's like you can't. You go leave the bread because you've got to go deal with your son.
exactly.
And so that's where, not that the bread machine is the best, but it's
Mhm.
like there is a way for you to go, I can
Yeah.
make fresh.
And that's what she was saying. This way I can do it and it won't fall through the cracks and I can still feed my family the fresh
Yeah.
bread rather than the bread from the store.
Yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
maybe like I'll get back to that. She's like, I probably will. She said, there's things that we dropped during this season. And she goes, and this season will pass. She goes, that's the thing is life is seasonal. She goes, and it'll get slow again. And she goes, and then I'm chomping at the bit to get back out in my garden when it's cold outside. She goes, that's
Mhm.
when I'll make my bread again.
Mhm.
Yeah, tortillas is a good idea, Larks. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Wendy.
Storms and radios, or storms, radios, and cats. It's talking about 2-ingredient bread, self-rising flour, and basically milk.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. That's like a
Here's the
biscuit,
deal.
isn't it?
It
Pita
is
bread.
basically a biscuit.
It's a biscuit.
However, there's a simpler way to do that and get your yeast flavored bread. It's called a 12-ounce can of beer.
Oh, yeah.
Ew,
My husband won't eat beer bread. I
ew.
used to love it. So good.
It
Mm-mm.
tastes like yeast bread.
Yeah. And you can change the beer to give it a
And the
different flavor too.
consistency is kind of somewhere between a biscuit and yeast bread. It's not as light. It is a heavier bread,
Yeah.
but it does not fall apart like a biscuit does.
Yeah. I think the density is similar to banana bread, but without the sweet banana in it to me when I've
Mhm.
made it. It's a little bit fluffier than banana bread, but it's like right in the middle of banana bread and bread. It's kind of somewhere in there.
Hey, easy bread recipe for y'all. You know the Pyrex bowls that are oven proof?
Mm-hmm.
I have a peasant bread recipe. You just mix it up, throw it in the bowl, no kneading, bake in oven. Tastes like loaf bread.
Yeah, that sounds really
I
good. That's
don't
on your
do beer.
channel. Is that under Southern Cooking, your playlist
Yeah,
Southern
my
Cooking?
southern cooking. Yeah, I don't do beer because it smells and looks too much like horse. You know what? Yeah. So, yep, I'm not trying the beer bread. I don't do beer batter because I guarantee you I will taste the hops in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
zucchini bread is a real popular thing to do with your extra
Yeah.
zucchini CR. A lot of people
See,
do
we like
zucchini
the
bread.
beer bread, but
Yeah.
I also we like the 5-minute bread too. It is real yeast bread
Uh, yeah.
that you have made up and let rise and just
So is the
punch
peasant
it down and
bread.
put it in the
Yeah.
refrigerator. And when you want some, you just tear a chunk off and make you a loaf, or you can tear smaller pieces off and make buns or whatever out of it.
Mhm. Sounds almost like how they used to do pizza
You can even
dough.
use it for pizza dough. Yeah,
Yeah, I was going to say it
yeah,
sounds like pizza dough because they
yeah.
bag
It's
that
a
and put that
very
in the fridge.
universal
I'll have to check them both out and
bread dough,
see
but it's
which.
I found it through Mother Earth News. They put out a magazine, one of their special editions. It was all bread, all different kinds of breads, and that's
Yeah.
where I found that recipe at, was in their magazine.
Oh my goodness, you are not yawning already, Maureen. You're in the time zone that, like, we're in the Eastern Central. She's way over there. She's like,
I know, but it's
oh, I know
almost
you're.
every single
She's
day.
out there 2
I've been
hours
up.
earlier than us.
I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then I think,
Oh.
get the chickens up, and then I think I'll go back to bed. But then it's like I hit the ground running, and then
Yeah.
and then I end up shutting down between 1 and sometimes 4 a.m.
Oh,
So
yep.
so I live on, I would like to sleep, but it's like it seems like it's like 2 to 4 hours is kind of my max right now. So I did have a question about zucchini. Mama Al and Brenda, have you guys ever done it where you use the zucchini for making an apple pie or apple crumble? Have you guys tried that?
Yes.
And is it
Yeah.
good or no?
Actually,
No,
you
I
can.
haven't tried that because to me zucchini's not supposed to be sweet. I'm one of the weird people. I
You
mean,
are
it's
good.
fine in zucchini bread to have a little sweet with that.
Yeah.
But I like to do mostly with the zucchini. It's grate it up, add a little salt, and let it drain in a colander. Mix some eggs, some flour seasoning, and make zucchini fritters.
Yeah,
Hmm.
zucchini fritters are good. Um,
Never had that.
what you do with making an apple pie out of zucchini, you cut your zucchini up and you put them all in a bowl and you pour apple
Thanks,
juice over
PR. I
it.
appreciate that.
And the
Um,
apple juice soaks into the zucchini because zucchini will take on whatever flavor you put on it.
right.
A lot of people make faux pineapple out of it too and
I
can
was
it.
thinking of faux pineapple on the way home today. I was like, I should try that. And then I remembered, but my body doesn't like pineapple. My mouth loves pineapple. My body, not so much.
Uh-oh.
It's not a big fan. No, it's sad. It's just a sensitivity. So I can have it a little bit, but I can't have much of it because I wanted to also make the um, mango pineapple jam because I've heard that's awesome. What's up, Bushcraft family?
It
Good to
is
see
good.
you. Good to see you,
Hello,
Charles.
bushcraft.
I get up when I. Yeah, you can, Tia. Yeah, you can come up when I get back.
Yeah, I should probably get going because it's going to be my phone call from my
Yep.
mom shortly. So
Okay.
lovely
Uh-oh.
chatting with you all.
Yeah,
Well,
thanks
it's
for
been
coming up,
nice
Maria.
chatting with you too.
I just haven't cooked sweet with zucchini except for zucchini bread.
Yeah.
I'm one of the weird ones. I'm old school. We didn't add a whole lot of sweetener unless it was, dessert or
Yeah.
if sweet and sour chicken, stuff that's actually, yeah, don't put sugar in my cornbread, none of that. No, no.
Yeah.
Or it was reserved for tea and coffee.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Because
Or
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've got
Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
right. I got a few things that are like that where you go, yeah, I'm not eating that in a sweet sense. Like I've got a few things, but I thought it might be something worth trying,
Yeah.
just to
I
go.
haven't tried it. I don't know.
Thank you, Cashew.
Honestly, when you make a pie out of it, you really can't tell the difference.
Yeah, I would
You can't
imagine you
tell that
won't.
it's not
It'll take
apple.
up. Yeah. It'll just
Yeah.
be like filler. All right, lady.
All
Thank
right.
you for coming up.
Now, last
Thanks
year,
for
what I
having
did
Good
with
me.
night.
zucchini,
Bye,
Good
Maureen. Good
night.
night, honey.
before
Maureen, love
anybody
you.
decides
Love
to
you.
get brave with zucchinis,
Yeah, right.
I
Oh, that's a
dehydrated.
great.
I mean, I had like tons and tons of zucchini. I
Mm-hmm.
probably dehydrated a couple of hundred zucchinis. And
Okay.
stupid me, I'm shredding all these zucchinis and I'm dehydrating it, thinking, I wonder if I can make a flour out of this.
Hmm. Out
You
of
can,
zucchini?
but be
Really?
warned, it takes a ton of zucchini to make a pound of flour.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah,
Yeah.
David the
I
Good
covered
joked
it
about
up
that.
and mixed it into food.
Mm,
I
yes.
don't worry about the flour part because I'm too busy trying to, you know,
Thank you,
sneak
Cashew.
in vegetables. To,
Yeah.
there's one vegetable hater in the family. Not
Mm-hmm.
my fault. She was raised that way. Not by
Uh-oh.
me. My
Mm-hmm.
family, all my family is adopted because I get to choose who my family is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I powder up all the vegetables that I can. You could slip that in the meatloaf. You can sprinkle it on French fries. I've had her eating all kinds of
And
vegetables.
she just doesn't even know it. That's
Uh-huh.
awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, now I
Now,
have to reverse engineer that because of Malachi. I have to slowly introduce textures to him. Like he's gone
He won't
from,
feel
hmm?
it. He won't feel it. It's a powder.
Yeah. No, no,
mhm.
no. He already has powder. I'm saying I have to do the reverse with him. He eats like that, but I have to give him texture now. So I have to give him little pieces of the veggie and build him up to that texture in his mouth because baby food, he loves baby food and he'll eat any veggie just about in the baby food. He can't have
Mm.
butternut squash. He will get like a rash around his mouth. And that sucks
Oh,
because they put it in a lot of baby foods as filler. So he has the
yeah.
organic pouches that we'll mix in, and now I've gotten him to oatmeal. Now I've gotten him to rice. So he's texture wise, I'm building up that texture. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
though, he'll eat a waffle sandwich. It's the veggie texture, the
Yeah.
meat texture
Yeah.
that is very difficult for him. And then also, yeah, the rices. He didn't want to have anything to do with rice, but now we're at rice, so that's good. It's progress. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Oh,
But
I
yeah,
put a
I
lot
can
of things
go ahead.
over the years in my kids' food, right down to and including herbs to help them get over being sick.
Oh yeah, that
They
makes
just didn't
sense.
know they were there.
That's good.
And see, I didn't have to trick my children. They were raised from the get go. They ate everything that was put in front of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like that too.
Mine liked
I
their
didn't.
foods and stuff, but they were a
I
little
didn't.
weirded out by herbs and stuff like that.
I didn't allow.
Medicinal herbs.
What was that, Mama L? Well,
I don't allow picky children.
yeah. Well, when they throw up over and over, I just would
No, I'm
rather.
talking about mine. Mine.
Okay. Yeah.
Mine
Yeah.
wasn't allowed
Yeah.
because food is a precious gift and nothing should be wasted.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And to allow pickiness, yeah.
Yeah. No, mine weren't picky as far as food, but they were a little weirded out with when they figured out I was putting herbs and stuff in their food to help them get over being
Just
sick.
flavors. It's just flavor, seasoning, the seasoned
Well, a
salt.
lot of it, depending on what you're cooking, they can't even taste it. They don't know it. They
Exactly.
don't know it's there.
Yeah.
On mine, I taught to, know when to go out and pick it themselves or help me pick it. I taught them from the beginning. I didn't have to childproof my home because, you know, eh, enough times they'll learn real fast. Don't touch something. I had stuff all on my coffee table. Never had to worry about my boys. They never
Oh,
touched
yeah,
anything.
no, yeah, yeah. I never
Yeah.
put, I never put my pretties up. I used to babysit. People bring their kids. Well, somebody's got to put their pretties up. I'm like, your kids will
Well,
learn real quick. They can play with any toy in the house, but they don't touch Brenda's pretties,
yeah. I wish
and
I
they
could
learn.
teach that. Yeah.
Now, sometimes
Teach
if you have a
them.
child that has problems and they're not,
That's a
like your
different story.
child Carol, it's
Look
not.
at
It's a different
Cashew.
story.
Yeah, the cashew said. She said South Florida sunshine made me pancakes with peas, green beans, and tomatoes in them, maple syrup and whipped cream. I didn't like them. I would never. I would never do that to somebody. At least not that combo. You could do zucchini though. You could
Oh,
do
I bet
coffee.
you I could. I could
Yeah.
mix all that. You never know it was in there.
Oh
I
my
guarantee
gosh, though. But tomatoes, like really?
you'd never know.
Hmm.
Now,
Would you
when I'm
turn? How
canning
would?
tomatoes,
Yeah.
I
Huh?
dehydrate. I save the skins and dehydrate them
Yeah.
I
and
I've
turn
heard
them
it.
into powder.
I've,
powder.
yeah. Mama Al's done that. I've seen her do that too. Oh, hi,
Yeah.
Chaz. Welcome in. Oh, thank you. He's
Yeah,
from
they'd never
Vancouver.
know. It'd be, some dehydrated strawberries mixed in.
Oh
They
yeah. Well,
would,
that would be
yeah,
peachy
they'd never
keen.
know there was tomato powder in there.
Oh yeah, to mix the two. You're
Uh-huh.
right. You're right, because I've done that with broccoli with strawberries with a smoothie, and my daughter didn't know.
With age comes sneakiness.
That's right, because you want your children to be healthy. I have to say he did really well. He's pretty healthy. He's just small, and that's from stuff that Mama did to him that
Yeah.
I can't.
But no, my boys, I had to watch them because I'd catch them sneaking to the
Especially,
garden with the salt shaker to
Uh-huh.
go eat.
I can't say
well,
much because I did that as a kid.
you know what I snuck
There's
into as a
nothing
kid?
better than a fresh ripe tomato right off the vine.
Oh yeah, of my
They
dad.
did raw
Yep.
green beans, anything. They'd even eat the
Uh-huh.
raw turnip green leaves and everything. Nothing stopped them.
Yeah. When I was little, if you have a garden too, it's just so
Hi,
different.
Misha.
It becomes a lifestyle. Hey, Misha. Good to see you, Misha Lee. Um, I was the only 5-year-old like that was around that I was like a joke at parties because give her your parsley. It's just like they'd look at my parents like they were weird. Oh no, she loves it. Give her your parsley. And I did. I loved
Uh-huh.
parsley from a young age. And it's a bitter
Uh-huh.
herb for a lot of kids won't eat parsley.
I'm
I
still
It
here.
it
I'm
is
still
it
here.
is bitter.
Yeah, but I
Especially the
loved it.
flat leaf. Now the curly
Hmm.
leaf isn't as bitter, but
Yeah, I
that
think
flat
we
leaf
grew
is I don't
both.
even like it.
Yeah,
It's
the
just
curl. It
bitter,
was
bitter.
back in the day. Remember when parsley was put on every plate to freshen your
Hmm.
breath? Yeah,
I
easy.
Yeah,
every bit
it
of it,
was.
every time.
You ate it too. I loved it. I was
I
my
love it.
Yep. I
Actually,
loved it
if you
too.
have blood pressure problems, it's a
What is it?
wonderful.
Oh, it's wonderful for it.
It is a wonderful blood pressure leveler.
Oh, I
It's
didn't
a
know.
It
diabetic.
doesn't necessarily lower your blood pressure, but it helps to level it out.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
It's
I
a
don't eat.
diabetic,
Is it? Oh, that's
It
why,
is a
because it's a
diuretic too.
diuretic.
Hmm.
and
You,
that's
It is
how
a
it
natural
helps with the
diuretic.
blood pressure.
yeah, that makes sense. Tien's a parsley lover too. Tien, did you want to come up? You can come up as long as I got ladies on the panel. Like, but my husband's just funny if I'm just up with all guys, and I get it. I wouldn't want him to be up in the middle of the night, maybe
Um,
with all women. You
yeah,
know, I get it.
I understand that, but
Yeah, yeah. I'm not
my
his
husband
first
doesn't
wife.
care.
I blame
I'm
this
lucky
on the
if he can.
first wife. The first wife did this to him.
Well, I'm the first and only, so at least so far, the only. 42 years later, I'm still the only. Or no,
Oh, bless
43.
you. Oh, congratulations. 43. Wow, that's amazing. We're going to be 28 this November. So, still have
You
far to
have two
go.
kind of what growing? Parsley?
I'm thinking that's what he's talking about, the flat and the curly leaf.
Uh-huh.
I'm just
The,
mad that I got that chocolate mint from, I don't know if I got it from Bonnie or what, but I do think that that's what brought those dang root knot nematodes into my elevated bed.
oh no.
Yeah. Glenn was telling me though, if I plant mustards and those kind that they don't like and just leave the roots in the soil, that it'll kill them
Plant them,
basically.
make a hedge around where you planted your mint at. Make a hedge with those. And it
Yeah,
will keep them in, it'll keep them from
Oh, well, I'm just yanking
growing on out.
everything. Yeah, I'm yanking that mint out and
Oh,
throwing it
okay.
in the
it's
garbage.
beneficial nematodes that will kill those.
Yeah, but do you know how expensive those are? They're
No, not
expensive.
really.
They are
They're not
expensive.
really that expensive. It
Who
don't take that many.
who has them then? Because where I've looked for like organic gardening stuff and just even online, they were not cheap. They were not. Because I looked before to get them because Florida has an issue with nematodes. We have to, we have it in our sandy soil. But
No.
these are new. I never had root knot nematodes.
I'll send you the link because at the moment I'm having some timers.
Okay. I have some
I know
timers.
exactly where to get them at.
Okay. Thank you. I would appreciate that because, yeah, the one place,
Yeah.
two places, I think I checked and I couldn't do it. How to surf fishing? What? Wait, what did he mention? Surf fishing? I would not want to go surf fishing in our waters. You got no, nope,
No,
nope.
too many sharks and
Yep.
crocs
You
on
may
there.
you know what? He pulled out bull shark tonight. It was a baby, but still, it was a bull shark.
Look, I'm a walking buffet. No, thank you.
Yeah, right. Mhm.
Don't
Yeah.
tempt fate.
They're not very picky. I
I'm a
think they.
hobbling buffet, so I
Uh
could I
oh.
couldn't outswim them or outrun. I don't swim anyway. Never did learn how to swim.
I don't get in the water anymore after
When I
Catherine.
swim like a professional rock. I can't even. So
Swim
I'm
like
good.
a professional rock. That's awesome.
Keep the tourists from overpopulating. I like that one.
Had a good-
I'm
glad
just
you-
glad people finally quit trying to teach me to swim.
Look at, oh my
The
gosh,
last
upset
person that tried to
Aquarius.
teach me how to swim was a Marine, and I
Oh,
almost drowned him.
oh my. That's a
Oh,
great
yes.
comment. Yes, we have to keep them from overpopulating Florida. You got it.
Yeah.
We've had a
Yeah.
lot of overpopulation since the big C came.
Now, I had a Marine that thought he could
Do it.
drag me out in the water and make me swim, and I was like, I
Yeah.
could tread water on his head. So, ain't happening.
I
Well,
had a professional swim teacher thought that, she could work wonders. I'm like, well, you're fixing to fail, right?
Chaz, you probably
Yeah.
aren't. We've probably got some. We don't all shout out our ages, but I'm sure we've got people listening or, that are up there too.
Well, Chaz, you're only 3 years older than me, okay?
There you go.
Wait,
And
what? What's going on about the
he's saying, am I the oldest here? I just turned 66. I'm in my 50s, Chaz. So, we're not a bunch of youngins in here. We've been around
I'm
the
53 and I'm still giving thanks every day that I'm still actually alive.
Amen. Me too.
Yes.
Amen.
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm grateful just to be walking yet.
I'm not ashamed of my age. That's a battle honor for me.
Oh,
Hmm.
Bushcraft, you crazy. What? He says I was in the water to my waist fishing with a 12-foot shark swimming around me.
Yeah,
Was it a nurse shark? At least tell us that.
Was you feeding him the fish you were catching or what? So he didn't eat you?
I know, right? Was it
no,
taking your line? Okay, I'll drop the link.
I don't trust no sharks.
I don't
Sorry.
either. They're like a rabid dog. They can just turn
Hmm.
on you in a minute.
Yeah.
When something
Yeah.
has more teeth than I do, no, thank you.
Yeah. And they rotate too in their mouth, so they get new
Yeah,
teeth. Yep.
yeah,
No thanks.
no.
Hmm.
You were told it was a tiger shark. What in the world were you doing in there? Hey, WD Glock and Roll, good to see you. What were
Now,
you doing in the water with a tiger shark and
what I
fishing?
have done when I seen it, in believe it or not, in Florida, uh, I didn't realize I was even doing it at the time though. But I was walking on jellyfish
Oh,
and never
what?
got stung.
That's
You know,
crazy.
the fastest way to stop a jellyfish sting, and I know people's going to go, ew,
I
I
know,
know
pee
pee
it.
on,
on it.
pee
Yep.
on it.
Pee on it. Yep.
Yep.
If you don't feel it being peed on, please bring meat tenderizer with you to the beach. It helps too. And vinegar. But pee is, yes,
Yeah.
the supreme sting helper. Tiger sharks are some of the most dangerous. Yeah, that's what I thought. You cray, cray. And it was in Florida. Yeah, you cray. Who told you
Yep.
you could do that, Bushcraft? You just decided I'm going to do that? Or somebody that gave you that
A
idea? Like,
brave soul who has some very, very, very diligent guardian angels.
yes, very worn out guardian angels. If those are some
Yeah,
of his adventures, I'm like,
no
dang.
doubt.
You want to? Yeah, Tibor, you can come down and hunt alligator if you get your tags. I don't know if you have to be part of the state. There's also, you can do it, of course, like swamp people be up in
I
Louisiana.
would do it in a heartbeat. I would do it in a heartbeat, but no, I ain't chasing them snakes.
Well,
Nope.
some of them will chase you. You're like,
Uh-huh.
no, thank you.
I'm more than happy to do the gators, but not the snakes. No.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know
I
that.
did not know that.
What?
I had
Where
people
you?
from Florida that we were with, and they were like freaking out because I was walking on jellyfish. I was like, I didn't even realize it at
Oh,
first.
I've gotten hit in the jellyfish. The tentacle is there and not the jellyfish. The jellyfish is way over because the tentacles are so long. I've gotten hit before.
Mhm.
I swore it was my foot, but maybe it was the top of my foot that got hit. Because Tibor was saying you can't get stung where you don't have hair follicles. Oh no, that was TN. Sorry, TN said that.
Yeah.
Oh, I dropped it. TN, where are you at? Didn't I drop it?
Hello,
I dropped it.
WD.
Yeah, good to see you. Wow, that's some crazy story, Bushcraft family. Did you have video? Because I'd like to see the video of that adventure. I don't get in our water anymore after the white sharks were really started tracking off of Florida. No, thank you. Mm-mm.
You know he didn't video it.
Bob
Of
got
course.
stung twice overseas.
That's awful. Yeah, they're painful. They're definitely painful. Yeah, and bull sharks are wicked. Hey, Tian. Hey, Chris.
There he is.
Howdy.
Hello.
It's so
Good
funny.
evening.
Bushcraft,
My
you kind of
microphone
sound
on.
like, I don't think TN would do it, but you kind of sound like TN's level of mellowness. Like everyone was yelling at him to run, and he was just too busy fishing. He was just like laid back, relaxed.
Ah,
No.
frog legs.
Yeah, they are in the very shallow water. They're up on our beaches. They beach themselves, Bob. The
Oh,
Portuguese
no
man and
doubt.
one.
I'd be praying they don't climb.
Yeah, you gotta have strong enough vinegar. It's gotta be some strong vinegar. But meat tenderizer used to work, but peeing is really the best for some reason.
Most of your meat tenderizers has MSG in it.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it's going on your foot. So
Yeah, but if you're
maybe
allergic
the
to,
MSG kills it.
but if
Like,
you're allergic to MSG, you don't want it on your skin.
yeah, true. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
That's true.
So can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yes, we can hear you
You
fine.
sound good.
Too many buttons.
I know. Tell me about it.
Oh, he's got a green screen. I was going to say, it can't be daylight yet.
No,
Where's he at?
I love his green screen. It's awesome. Frog gigging. I've had a cottonmouth. Yeah, the cottonmouth will come up. Yep. Oh, you just
Oh, yeah.
stand still and hope they don't
Not
climb.
me.
No way. That would be. Well, I would stand still anyway, but he would feel something warm on him. You know,
Aquarius.
like
Aquarius. No snakes ever chasing unless you owe 'em money.
funny. No, I've heard of cottonmouths doing that, and I know somebody, a Colombian lady, and in Colombia,
Catch you.
a Colombian, and this is important that me saying she's Colombian lady that I knew was pregnant, and in Colombia they believe when you're pregnant you're like you can't be harmed, you're just like almost invincible. And she was killing cottonmouths with her broom that were coming out of the lake. They had built the development right next to a lake with a ton of cottonmouths that were in that lake. And I saw the picture. She was not lying. She had a picture, and there was dead cottonmouths all in her driveway around where they parked the cars. I was like,
Man,
No, thank you.
that broom really good.
that's right. I get a
You
broom.
better have a
With
heck of a swing with that arm because
she did, because there was a lot of dead ones, squished ones in that driveway. I was like, what is on your driveway? Oh, snakes. I was like, what kind of snakes? She's like, the cottonmouths out of the lake.
At least it wasn't coral snakes.
Mm. Coral snakes have such tiny mouths, but they're usually people get hit with them. They get hit in like their boot or in their sleeping bag, like where they inhabit a place with them. Otherwise, they want to get away from you.
yeah.
Oh, copperheads
I
are
went
territorial. Yikes. You
I
want to
went
what?
out on my porch. Go
Mhm.
ahead.
No, you go ahead. I was saying, go ahead and say what you're saying.
I went out on my porch the other night and I seen like this big, looked like a some kind of imported alien spider walking across the porch. I'm
Oh
like,
God.
what the heck? And I mean, I'm not a spider person. I leave them alone 90% of the time because they get
Yeah.
rid of all the other bugs that we don't like.
Yep.
But I was walking across the porch and I seen this thing and I was like, I don't know what that is. So I stomped it. It was a daddy long legs with a big body carrying a wasp.
Wow.
I'm
And
like,
he was doing you a favor and you killed him.
Yeah.
ain't no daggone wonder I didn't know what it was. A
Yeah.
That's
little,
something else.
little daddy long leg with a wasp in its mouth,
Yeah.
Right.
just walking across the porch. Do 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 do.
Yeah.
Oh,
CR. It's, Spanish women in the broom and your flip flop on your shoe. You never turn your back on a Spanish woman
It's
with
too
either
cold
one.
in Alaska.
That's why I'm moving to Alaska. What? No way. It's too cold. I agree. It's gorgeous though. We watch all the Alaskan shows when we can.
man, but
and
Alaska,
beautiful.
Good night,
they
How
got,
the Garden.
they got all them gnats,
Night, Glenn. They got
white flies.
yeah, and their mosquitoes are worse than ours.
I know, and I don't even understand that.
I don't either. I don't get it, but they're way worse.
There's
They
people.
have a whole lot of bogs up there too.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay, these are deadly with flip flop. Yeah, Asian ladies too, Bob. You're right. That's right. You and I have
Yeah.
had that flip flop conversation where they can even somehow bend it around a corner. Cherokee used to put menstrual in a tent, provide them with everything they needed because of the believed power they had. Oh, interesting.
Uh-huh.
So, like her, how they believed because she was pregnant, she had a lot of power. Cool, living rogue life. Thanks for dropping that. That's cool to know. Okay, wait. Some snakes will go out of their way. Here, wait a minute. Now, wait. That's not it. Hold on. Okay, wait. Some snakes will go out of their way to hurt you. That's because you are on the menu.
But yeah, one of the Native American tribes had the Red Lodge.
That's weird because that was in Jewish custom too. That's in the Bible where they would send them out of the camp, which actually was nice for the woman because she didn't have to take care of her family during that time.
Yeah.
She was sent out of the camp. As long as, send her with food and stuff. Goodness, I hope she didn't have to forage during that time when you got cramps. It's misunderstood. That was not no, cottonmouths are not misunderstood behavior. We know their behavior. They chase people down here.
Uh-huh.
They do. Bob's been chased by one, and my girlfriend. That I saw the picture proof that they
Oh,
were.
yeah.
I had one chase me in Louisiana. I learned real fast how to fly with my walking stick.
That's a good thing you had your walking stick. Yeah, I'm not much of a woods person, going out into the woods, even though that's my last name.
And
I just
there were several Mexican standoffs with old big trap jaw water moccasins on top of beaver dams. So yeah, I don't trust.
yeah. CQ's lived here. She knows the large cottonmouth. You on the menu. What's this? A T-Bor's fan. Went squirrel hunt with my uncle and the black garden type spiders. Drop down. Oh. 12 gauge on a spider. That's a little overkill, but I can understand.
That's a good question, Tibor.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's cute. Yes, you know that, but does the snake know? What's that? They see something to get out of the water or shade or yeah, they probably it's like, oh, a walking tree. What's that? Let me go climb it. I don't know. They look more than inquisitive, that's for sure. My brother.
They're just angry. They're angry all the time.
Yeah, the racers get weird past Passamaquoddy. Some of them get like that. They pretend like they are a venomous snake, and they will
Mhm.
act like one. But I've never seen them stalk.
Hog nose is bad about that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor spider. I know. I thought that too. Plus, I thought of the wasted ammunition. Just, I guess that's all he had, or he really hated spiders, Tibor. That he had a.
Yeah, I don't particularly like spiders.
I don't like snakes or spiders, either one.
Mm-mm.
But spiders are the
I don't
worst.
I don't hate snakes. I don't particularly like them,
Yeah.
but I don't kill them.
No, we have a lot of black snakes, and we
Right.
let them go unless they find the chicken coop.
Mm-hmm.
Once they find the coop, you may as well get rid of them because they'll keep
They'll
going
keep
back to
coming
it.
back. I've heard that they'll keep coming back,
Mhm.
which is wild. That
Well,
they
about this,
go ahead.
I think it was about this time last year. I had to get one out of Grand's house under her stove.
Yep.
Yeah, living rug life. We know that. I think Q knows that too.
I
It's the same
had to
snake.
get one out from under the stove and just grabbed it and wrapped around my arm, and
This right here
of course it
is
bit
where
me.
I got bit by a spider back in the spring,
Oh
and
my!
it's just now healing up. But
Was
it's
it
still gonna leave a good scar there.
open? Like, did it open up the
Mhm.
skin?
Oh yeah, it was
So
just a
it
couple
was.
of days ago that it was a bit of a core in there that came out.
Ooh-wee.
But I took the right after getting bit, I took and suctioned it out and everything, trying to get as much poison out of it as I could, and praying it wasn't a black widow because I've been messing around with flower pots and he killed several black widows that morning.
Oh, fun!
No,
Yikes! That's
Yeah.
black widows stick out like a sore thumb. I mean, if you see a black widow, you know it's a black widow. There's no
hmm
mistaking it.
hmm
Which type of spiders or what did they look like? Because I like my
Black
spider.
widows.
I have a lot of crab spiders now. I hadn't seen any of those in forever, and by just like not by organic gardening, I'm seeing them again. I hadn't seen them since I was a kid,
Hmm.
so I'm seeing a lot of little crab spiders around the garden.
Well, for starters, black widows are black. It's the
Yes.
name. But aside from that, the easiest way to tell is if you see a spider that is really shiny instead of furry, be leery
Like glossy.
because I'm not going to pick it up and turn it over to see if it has
Oh,
the hourglass on the bottom of it.
yeah,
It's
they
a
like
it's
that.
like a lacquer gloss. It ain't shiny. It's a glossy. And yeah,
It
you
is
can tell.
glossy. Yeah.
You can tell if it's a black widow.
hmm Oh, yeah.
Oh, and the
But yeah,
copperheads.
Yeah, if it's
Yeah,
got a black widow, it's a black widow. It's got a big red spot on it.
yeah. Usually, that's what I was thinking. Don't they have a red spot? Yeah, anything like that.
Or
Tibor
a
and
red glass,
what was that, Mama L? Go ahead.
red hourglass on black widow.
Yeah.
hmm
I know with having too going in for your gardening stuff in a shed. They like sheds too, is what I heard. We don't really
Wood
have them.
piles,
Huh,
gourds.
I did not
You
know
know,
that. Living a road life in Texas, black widow spiders don't
Oh,
always have
have a white dot.
the mark.
Interesting.
They're
Yikes.
they are slick and may have a white dot instead of the red.
Well, that might be a hybrid. I don't see that being a full-blown black widow. Because I mean, I've dealt with black widows from
Yeah, females have
North
the hourglass.
Carolina.
Okay, are they
Uh,
just swimming towards people, Homestead Aquarius? Or is there
what does
Are,
he
are
say?
you getting us on a technicality? He's saying in the whole existence of the internet, and all the platforms. There is 0% videos of any snake chasing a human. 0%. Lots of videos out there showing snakes and especially water moccasins not chasing. Okay. Well, you
Well,
can
I'm
go.
sorry, I didn't have time.
I'm
to video
not
it.
going to get my camera out if I'm being chased by one.
Yeah,
just
no.
to video it chasing me.
Good point.
When I was down in the swamp in Louisiana on a hiking trail by myself, and I'd already passed up 15 other water moccasins that were coiled up and asleep, but one was. I wasn't going to stop to video it and say, "Hey, how you doing, buddy?" No,
Look out.
first
Yeah.
time in a long time I ran.
Yeah.
No, we're full with water moccasins, and they will get.
Yeah.
I've been
Fast little
chased by
suckers.
rattlers before, rattlesnakes.
Wow. I've seen snakes hold their ground, but I haven't personally seen one chase. I've seen one swim up towards people um, in like a river or a creek, I guess, a moving creek bed. And I've seen them say, "Oh, where'd it go?" And they saw it swimming towards them. And yeah, they moved along. They got out of the
Hey, if
area.
you're not careful, they will come after you during breeding season because they're also shedding and they can't see that well.
Oh, okay.
I know. My brother and I was a teenager and uh, we'd been fishing and uh, we were walking back home on the trail and we heard this rattler. And I was like, okay, it's time to get out of here. That thing followed us all the way to the edge of the woods, to the railroad tracks when we crossed over the tracks.
Oh, we lost Ian.
Uh oh.
Black widows.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They don't always have the correct markings. Yee. Okay. Yeah, I understand, Q. Thank you, sweetheart. Appreciate it.
Good
Love you,
night.
Q. Take
Love
care.
you. Oh, I missed this. Shoot. Forgot what recipe we were even discussing. Oh, I think it was something with zucchini, Tien. Either that or it was a bread recipe, like a quick bread recipe.
What?
He had to go and he forgot which recipe he was supposed to pop up with. He just because we moved on.
But that peasant bread recipe that I have is amazing.
Okay.
You can do it in a low pan,
Mm-hmm.
low bread pan, or I like using the Pyrex glass baking bowls.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Okay. So do you is it like a crusty bread? When I hear a peasant bread, it's usually crusty, right? Like it's got a
It's crusty and yeasty and wonderful. I make mine herby and cheesy and yeah.
Yeah, that sounds really good. Oh my.
Yeah, that would be good. Yummy.
And all you do is mix it up and stick it in the oven.
Yeah, I think we have those too, Storms. I know we have the pygmy because people have gotten hit with that one because it's so small.
Yeah, the
And
pygmy rattlesnakes also down in Mississippi
Yeah.
too. And we
yeah.
got canebrake and we got the diamondback and there's I think one more.
It must have been something with zucchini. We were talking about all the different zucchini recipes, Tien. Maybe it was a zucchini recipe. Yeah, right. I know we always end up talking about food, and CR is always in the side chat, like, I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. I know, and I've got to behave when I get off of here, not eat. That's the hardest thing is not eating late at night.
Was it the zucchini fritters?
Maybe. We
That
were
could
talking a
be.
lot about different zucchini recipes and what you could put it in.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm okay if the snake is not venomous. It's just sometimes I don't want to find
Hey,
out.
Kier.
I just want to get away from the snake. Hey, Kier, good to see you. Oh, you stinker.
He's
He's
being
always
mean.
teasing me. He can be a little stinker. No, you want to eat. Yep. Oh, zucchini pickles. Interesting. That's right. You
I've
were
made
making
zucchini
those.
pickles.
That's
Those
right.
are good as long as they're not sweet and zucchini relish.
Mm.
I've made bread and butter pickles with them, and I've made
Ooh,
dill pickles with them, and both were good.
I don't do the sweet pickles, not whatsoever.
I love bread and butter pickles.
No, it's sweet.
It
Yeah, I like
is.
them.
They are. They are.
I like relish that's bread and butter flavor like that on a
Uh
hot
huh.
dog. But the pickles themselves, I don't usually like them. I like dill pickles for eating, but I like the relish like that. But it has a
Or
specific purpose. It's for a hot
Zucchini
dog.
spiralized lemon thyme butter sauce. That might be good.
Mm.
good
That
hot
sound
dog,
good?
German mustard, sauerkraut, and dill pickle relish.
Mm-hmm. I can do that. I usually like a good, like I have a horseradish mustard that I like. Yeah.
Yep, that's good to me.
Yep. Yep. And I, of course, forgot to get, I've got to get
Oh
those.
my
There's
goodness, bushcraft.
I've canned so many pickles and relish this year. Oh, good for you. 10 years. Now make
A
sure you
lot of
don't leave.
pickles.
Yeah. Don't leave that ring on like we were talking about tonight
Hmm.
with Maureen. Maureen had hers. The thing popped.
Yeah. Sometimes having the rings on there will cause them to come unsealed.
Yeah.
The
And then
problem
what's
is
the,
they can reseal and you not know it.
know it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's scary. And also, it can be, people don't realize that when it does that, it let in enough air to contaminate it, but not always to where you can see the contamination,
Uh huh.
like
Or smell it
that's,
even.
or smell it even.
Hmm.
Exactly. I haven't tried that. I want to try the Mrs. Wages since you said I don't
They're
know what's
good.
in it.
That's a good mix. It really is, as long as
It
it's
is.
not.
I use Mrs. Wages all the time.
Now, do you guys put your peppers, like your hot peppers, in there with your pickles?
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
usually don't. We're not
I
real
would do,
big on
I think I would do
hot
both.
pepper.
I would do spicy and then I would do like one without the
do
peppers.
spicy.
Yeah.
I do spicy garlic dill pickles. I
Yum.
use
Yeah.
the grape. I use the grape leaves inside
Uh huh.
with pickles
Hmm.
so they stay crunchy, and I don't boil
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
pickles to can them. It's a slow process that does work, and they stay crunchy.
Cashew, that is horrible. Although they're having like pancake tacos now, I keep seeing at IHOP, but I don't see them putting hot dogs in them, which wouldn't be
Uh,
bad. Yeah. Mm-mm. Cashew's too funny.
Now there's another cucumber relish that I make that's amazing, and it's a mustard dill pickle relish. It comes with the mustard already in the relish.
hmm.
Yeah, I think I've had mustard, but not in the dill pickle one. I've had it in the bread and
Yeah.
butter flavored relish. I would probably try that on my hot dog because that's what it's for.
It's
Relishes for hot
also
dogs.
good on hamburgers too.
Mhm. Oh, it would be good. Sometimes it's good in like egg salad or deviled eggs too.
CR's in the kitchen.
Why am I in the kitchen now? Oh my goodness. I'm
Hmm.
sorry, CR. We always tend to do that. Us gardeners and homesteaders end up talking about
Well,
food.
how
I
do
think
you
it's
talk
because
about
we're
the
all like
gardening?
food lovers and foodies.
Yeah.
I
How
know
do
more
you
than
talk
well.
about
Yeah,
gardening and canning without talking about food?
true. You can't. Yeah, I've only got 3 cucumber plants and I've already got over, wow, 40 pounds. Do you
Oh
know
my
which
goodness.
one you planted bushcraft or are they old seeds that you saved? That it's doing that well. Holy cow. I know my dad used to get the cucumbers and the zucchini and do well with that in Virginia,
Hmm.
but he never grew them again down. He never grew them down here.
Uh
But fall and spring are our big planting seasons. Pretty much regular, like annuals, are kind of done. The only thing that's really producing in my garden is I'm getting a pepper here and there and okra here and there. But I don't know what to do with the okra. I saved the seeds out of one of them because I just waited too long and the thing got
I'm
humongous.
not an okra fan, so
Okra is life.
Well,
Okra.
go ahead.
I have a canned okra uh, recipe that I make. I go in and slice them up, and they're not slimy when you can. And they make the best fried okra there is.
Hmm.
my husband and my oldest daughter love fried okra. I hate okra. I
Now, do
love
you
the
have?
plant. They're a beautiful
Hmm.
plant. And they
They
have
are pretty
beautiful
plant.
blooms on them, and I
Yeah.
grow them just because I like the looks of them.
Yep,
But I
they're in the
don't.
hibiscus family. That's why the
Mhm.
blooms are so pretty.
Yeah. Careful, gear. Careful. Don't want to start that again. That's right. Our John is missing to tell us it's called okra.
Oh, good mother.
I I've never heard that
Uh,
until John. Never heard it
No,
called
huh?
okra. I'd never heard it called okra until John called it okra.
that's because northern people lead you astray.
Mm-hmm. Gotta watch him. Gotta watch him. He's a teaser. Catch him because I told you to eat
Oh my
well.
goodness.
Yep, even his, what is that, Alexa or whatever that crap
Oh,
called,
uh-huh.
told him that it was called gumbo, like I tried to tell him.
Oh yeah, because he tried to say the name came from Africa or something, and you said no, it's called gumbo in Africa.
It's called gumbo or also goomba.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And he tried to tell me no, it's called okra.
Yep. We conveniently forgot the next time that we were live, and he was teasing you the same way. The
I was
plant.
laughing so hard over that. That was great.
Wow, 24 pounds too.
And
And
it's
it's
called
called. Oh
okra.
no, there she is, John. That's right. It's John's loyal assistant. Living rogue life, just is keeping it up. It's called okra. Too funny. I never heard it called that, but
I've heard people call it that before, but
yeah.
it's like
Where
a
were
lot
they
of people
from?
pronounce bologna baloney.
Oh, we call it bologna. I think that is a Yankee thing.
But I guarantee you, if you go into a true African restaurant, and
Hmm.
you ask for okra, they're going to look at you like you lost your mind.
Yeah, probably. They're like 1 foot tall, really tall. That's awesome. Did you really eat it raw, Gear? I tried that once. I'll never do it again. But I guess it depends, like Mama Al was saying, on the type of okra that you plant, how
Yep.
slimy it is. Okay.
No,
You know,
I can take even
Now,
the slimy okra and can it, and it won't be slimy.
yeah, I need
oh,
that.
I've hated that
No,
stuff ever since I was a kid because it's slimy. I'm
I
the one
yeah.
when my mom was canning it that always had to wash it and everything. And well, I don't know why they never had the bright idea of washing that thing before you cut it up, but
No,
she cut
yeah,
it up, put it in a sink full of water, and it would be like you're playing in
slime.
boogers. It's like
Well, you
slime.
can wash
Oh,
it on the outside all you want to. The
it's
slime, which is a natural thickener, that's why it
Okay.
was made into gumbo, is on the
Uh-huh.
mm,
outside. It's a natural thickener.
never heard bologna called bologna.
Now I have heard several people say that you can dehydrate okra, and it
Hmm.
Yep.
is yummy.
Yeah, it
I've
is.
never tried it. I've never tried it myself, but I have heard of other people who did, and they love it.
You can actually, if you want to,
T-bar.
before you grind, dehydrate it, roast it in the oven. Get that roasted flavor, then dehydrate it. Then once it's dried, powder it up.
Huh?
It's delicious.
But
All right,
Mom,
Tibor.
now wait, living the rogue life is saying it's a southern thing. I guess it depends where in the South.
Yeah. I've heard some southern people say it,
Yeah.
but no, it's okra.
Oh, okra chips. That's interesting.
Yep, they're good. As long as you have teeth.
So you just slice it and then what you
Dehydrate. Season
oh,
it, dehydrate it. Yep.
oh, okay. The best one's better than slow fry. Mm.
Because
So
I
then
like okra and stewed tomatoes too.
together,
Yeah.
my parents used to like stewed tomatoes. I never cared for the flavor that they got, but my mom, I don't think cooked the stewed tomatoes long enough. They were
Oh,
still
she probably
too.
didn't season them either.
Yeah, I don't think she did, and it wasn't. It was just not. It was just too acidic still. And she used can. She didn't use like she used the can that maybe her grandmother used.
Life's too short to eat unseasoned food.
I agree.
This is true. Yes,
I
I've made
plan.
zucchini chips before, Tennessee Bushcrafter,
What?
and I've put a lot
Sauce?
of different flavors on them. I've made them anywhere from, oh gosh, garlic and onion to barbecue flavor to
Mhm.
you name it.
Now, is that the
I've,
same
I've
thing? You
done a
just
lot of different.
dehydrate them to turn them into
Hmm.
chips?
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I've never
Yeah.
tried that. I've tried kale chips, which I kind of liked, and then didn't realize I ate so many until my stomach turned over because it's a really good cleanser.
Hmm.
It's very good intestinal cleanse.
Yes, especially if you're eating it uh, with spices and a lot of salt on it, and you're going to end up drinking a lot of
Yeah.
water or something with it. Yeah.
Yeah, it is the slime is mucilage. Yeah. Yep. Just like a aloe, but aloe too, if you just take that little center out, tastes nasty on its own. I can't eat that by itself. Or even like you got to hide it in a smoothie or put it in something.
No, I'll never drink aloe vera juice ever again. God, that was horrible.
Do you
That
have a
was
bad?
back in the days when Herbalife first came out.
Mm,
Yeah,
and you
no.
just was it just a bad mix that they did that you tried, or
No, it was a jug of aloe vera juice, and that
yeah,
was the
some of them
nastiest.
can be
I
bad.
no,
The one that Duncan's got me turned on to is pretty good. The one that's actually for
Uh-huh.
soothing has peppermint in it. There's a cleansing one and then a soothing one. So I guess you could for the cleansing one, you could
There's one
probably
that's a stomach formula, and the other one's a detox formula.
yeah, the stomach one is
Yeah.
the peppermint I like. The it helps
I
with the
use the detox formula all the time for my liver.
yeah, I think I'm glad you turned me on to that. I have to get where I'm taking it regularly.
I rarely ever detox. If you eat right, you don't need to.
Well, she
Well,
has
I have lupus,
yeah, she
and
has
the
lupus.
lupus attacks my liver sometimes, and
Yep.
She's giving it extra support that way. That's her
Stinging,
herb.
stinging nettle tea.
Yeah, stinging nettle. I've heard that's good for a lot.
Yep.
Homemade. I'm wondering about those gear because Larks was saying she can handle pickled sausages, the Vienna, when she's not necessarily doing so well with other foods. And I wondered if there was a homemade version that might not have all the weird stuff in it.
could
Family
be.
Homemade
version.
pickled sausages are good. You do those when you do your pickled eggs.
Yeah, I've not had either. I had a Vienna sausage once and it just was not my thing.
The sausages are just nasty
Thank
Yeah.
you. Okay. So
because
then,
they grind up leftover. It's made from leftover byproduct.
yeah,
It's like a hot
I
dog.
just didn't like the flavor. I didn't like that, how the, yeah, I didn't like the
Hmm.
flavor.
It's mushy.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
mushy and I didn't like how they pickled it. It just didn't, it just
You
was like
don't
straight
pickle
vinegar.
No, you don't pickle Vienna sausages. You pickle kielbasas.
Yeah, that
So,
would be more flavorful.
good cooked andouille. You
Mm-hmm.
use real sausage
Mm.
to make pickled sausages.
I remember bologna and cheese sandwiches when we were kids on our road trips. That's so
Mhm.
funny, Tibor.
Hoop
Yep.
bologna and rag cheese, or rag bologna and hoop cheese. I mean, the real stuff.
Mom would get, I think it was like a white American cheese and make it with the bologna. It was the bologna, mustard. She'd put lettuce in there, but it, she would wrap everything perfectly in these little wax paper, it's like origami. And we'd stop, and it was like by the time we would stop for lunch, the bologna and everything just kind of melded into this really great bite. Like it was just perfect. Like the cheese kind of melted a little bit, even though it was in the cooler. Oh, it was so good.
It was American cheese. That's mostly oil.
I know. It
Yeah,
was still good.
we don't eat the imposter cheese nor the Velveeta. That's all oil. Ugh.
Well, Passamaquoddy had a lady that was making it was processed cheese, and it was milk. It was citric acid she used as an emulsifier with baking soda. She used lemon juice to curdle it first to turn it into the cheese. Then she did the emulsifier with citric acid and what I just said, the baking soda. Then you end up adding butter. So it is oil. She ended up adding butter into it, and you basically mix it, and then you reheat it until it becomes like melty. I'm sure there's another step I missed, but it made like a perfect cheese, like you would get processed cheese. It made like a perfect processed cheese. And then she made a grilled cheese and showed you it's processed cheese that she just made, and it was like pulling it out and like, yeah,
Yeah, see,
government cheese. Yep. My brother used to make really
Oh
good
yeah.
mac and cheese with that, but then he would add like a rotel, or he would add like chopped tomatoes and peppers and
Yeah.
kind of make it like a Mexican flavored mac and cheese.
I don't do the processed cheese license.
Yeah, he used the government block like you guys used to
But
get.
see, that real cheddar,
Yeah.
or
Commodities.
at least we got the real cheddar blocks. We didn't
Uh-huh.
get the American cheese stuff.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, Junior likes that stuff, but that's what he was raised with was American cheese.
Yeah.
I was raised with uh, rag bologna when it was good, when they really made bologna taste good.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
And the hoop cheese, also known as rat cheese, because back in the day, that's what people would use to trap the rats.
So what kind of cheese though was that?
Sorry,
What was
Storms.
was
It
it the
was the
cheddar?
big wheel of cheddar. Yep.
Okay, it was cheddar. Okay. Government cheese in the box. Yep. That's what everybody was saying, Tibor, who had it. And I know I've had it, but I was really little. Sorry, Storms. Frozen sandwiches in the freezer case. It's just wrong. That stuff is. Yeah. You know what's caulking too, Homestead Aquarius, is that fat free Philadelphia cream cheese. That's caulking. If you've ever done that when the big fat free diets were in, and I got some of that fat free cheese, oh, horrible. It was, sticks to the roof of your mouth and everything. It just is not palatable.
Yeah, as much as they're charging for cheese, I'm buying real cheese, not no imposter cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Living the road life. It used to be called commodities back in the 60s.
Yeah, it was
Back in
commodities.
the days before food stamps or any of that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah,
We were
they had
getting,
real stuff that they gave out.
we were getting real commodities here, even with the food stamps.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
I'm kind of bummed
Yeah.
that um they give my son, they'll give my son it's almost like a stipend through his medical program to get fresh fruits and vegetables. But because it's, I guess, through that and it's not food stamps, I can't go and get, like they say you can get like a fruit tree with certain ones, because they're like, no, you can't do that. We
No.
can only use his card at Walmart too, not for any other place, because it's through
Oh.
Medicaid. It's through Medicaid, but it's like, oh,
Oh,
darn,
okay.
I would love to be able to be like, yeah, he's good on, this and that. Can I
They
take that
use those
mango
here.
tree?
They use those here to go to farmers markets and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do. They do
They
here
don't
I
do
too.
mean,
it.
people stamps. People can buy seeds.
Yeah,
They
that's
can
what
buy.
I've heard. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. We wouldn't qualify because pre-tax, we seem like we're making great. We're not making great money. We're making like average if I went to work, but we just make it through my husband. He's making good money, thankfully, to where it would average out to below average pay for both of us. But we make it work. We make it work. But we make just enough to where we won't qualify. So, but yeah, I don't know if people seeing this live, if they know that if they have food stamps, yeah, it's good for seeds. And I think too, they were doing fruit trees for a little while too, letting people buy that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know
I
that.
said that
I knew you
about
could
the
get seeds.
spicy pickled little smokies. Little smokies
Mhm.
mixed in with pickled eggs is amazing.
Really? I would never think of that combination. My daughter
Because
likes
it's real meat. It's
mm,
actually sausages.
she likes it when I
I
make the
have
little pigs
actually
in blankets. Go ahead, sorry.
cooked little smokies in with dry beans,
Yeah.
especially navy beans.
Hmm.
Yep.
Oh, it's good.
So what do
They're
you mean when
good.
you're
Every bean.
when you're
Every bean.
when you're canning it? You mean, or
Yeah.
when you say
No,
dry
well,
beans?
you probably could can them, but I've done it whenever I was just cooking them for a meal.
Mm,
I
yeah.
can in with the beans and the bean soup and the vegetable soup. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, we used to, for lentil soup, you put a frankfurter in it. You put a hot dog in lentil soup. That was what I grew up with. You would slice
Yeah.
it, and that went in with the soup. At the end, you would put that in. You had the salted pork that started it, and then you,
Yeah.
at the end, would add and it was funny because they would always make these little like uh, coins. Mom would cut them into like coins, and then you knew they were done because they would kind of just puff up. But they were
Yeah. See,
so good.
I do sliced smoked sausage in my lentils.
I bet that's good too. I wouldn't
Good night,
complain.
living in a rogue life.
Oh, good night. Night, Carla. Thanks for coming
Good
in.
night. Yeah, because there's a lot of hot dogs I cannot eat.
Me too. I can't either. There's certain ones I cannot. Well, a lot of them I can't. Very few I can eat now because of the nitrites and nitrates that they put in them and everything
Dye
else.
40. Red dye 40.
Oh,
For
that's
starters,
right. You have the dye.
the only good hot dog is very, very expensive.
Well,
Hmm.
like my grandmother said, you get what you pay for.
Yeah. Your body's pretty important, so you might as well
Hmm.
on the food that you're eating if you can pull the money from somewhere else and spend it.
LCR wants pigs in a blanket.
I know. My daughter loves those. I would eat them too if I could eat the croissant roll. I need to figure out a way to make something like a croissant roll for myself. Sliced hot dogs and black eyed peas. I can't do black eyed peas, but
Absolutely love black eyed peas.
do you? I
Absolutely.
definitely like hot dogs with beans. That's not one. Sorry, I can't do little smokies. My body turns on me. Oh, in about 15 minutes. Oh, that's terrible. Storms, I would suffer too. I can't have them. My daughter can eat them. I can't eat them because they've probably got all the sodium nitrites and nitrates in them. And I would be in a migraine hell if I consumed too
And
much
if
of
you
that
read the
stuff.
ingredient label on the cheap ones, they have erythrobate in them.
What? What's that? What? What did you
You
just say?
read the ingredients on cheap hot dogs.
Uh-huh.
They have what's listed on the package is erythrobate.
What's erythrobic? What is that? Erythrobic? I don't know.
Earthworms,
Oh no! What?
ma'am.
Oh my gosh! I'm so glad I feed my daughter the good
Well,
hot
you
dogs.
don't even know they slide down your throat.
And it's like eating double if you cut them, because gross.
I couldn't help myself on
That was
that
a
one.
good one. No, that was a good one. Hot dog, I like it. I used to
No,
love
I had to.
Nathan's.
That's why I try to get the all natural hot dogs with
Hmm
not
I used,
much added to it.
yeah, I used to
Yeah,
love the Nathan's
Nathan's does
skinless.
not have earthrobate in it. But
I'm
now,
gonna.
if you look at the cheap brands like Bar S and some of those,
Hmm
read the ingredients on them. You'll
Wow.
find
Yeah,
the word
great
earthrobate.
ingredients, and I can't have them. I can't have cheap food,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I
Because
get
most
sick.
of them I'm
Yeah,
allergic to.
yeah.
Because, like I've tried to tell people, Americans have become soft. Everything has some form of sugar in it.
Hmm.
Why I cook from scratch, because I wasn't raised consuming sugar
Can
in
you type
everything.
it? Can you type that word or no? Is it earth,
Earthrobate.
earth row bake
Baked.
maybe? And it's all one word. Oh, it
Hmm.
actually went through. The spell check didn't grab it, so it's a word.
Yeah. Um.
Doesn't know.
Oh gosh, now I lost my train of thought.
And fat, and fat. Don't forget all that fat.
uh,
Yeah, always check the ingredients on stuff like that for sure. But
oh yes.
I haven't
Oh,
necessarily been.
I know what I was going to say. I was at Walmart the other day, and heavy whipping cream is like outrageous now to buy. It's
Yes,
expensive.
it's so expensive
So I
now.
thought, okay, let me look at these flavor creamers over here. I picked
No,
it up, started reading it, and I looked at the ingredients. You know what the first ingredient was on? I picked up one that's sugar free. It
Okay.
says right on the front, sugar free.
hmm
First ingredient in it, corn syrup.
How do they make that sugar free? That was like my gluten free pizza
Well,
that
it
I
doesn't have
grabbed.
sugar in it. It has corn syrup.
I wasn't. That's true.
see, I don't mess with all that flavored crap because it's all artificial.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I either use whole milk or half and half
Yeah.
for my coffee,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
I make my own homemade creamers because I
Yeah.
know exactly what's going in them.
Well, I was
Yeah.
just thinking, these are bigger bottles and they're cheaper, and I thought, well, I'll see what it says, and it was
hmm
like,
Oh,
whoa,
I used to
yeah, it's
love
sugar
like.
free, all right.
Mhm. I used to love some of the flavors from International Delight until they got me sick. And then I was like, okay, that's obviously got stuff in it I'm not supposed to be having in my coffee. I was young too.
Ingredients are listed on these items according to the largest amount that's in there.
Yeah. Yeah, but we were just saying the
Corn
heavy
syrup was
cream
the first
is
one on the list.
that's awful.
Yep, but it's not considered sugar. That's why.
Yeah, it's not considered sugar, but they're selling
Yeah.
it to
And,
people. To me, it's false advertisement saying it's
oh,
sugar
it
free.
is. It is. It's just like everybody wanting to buy cheap sugar in
Uh
the
huh.
bag. Cheap sugar. That's not sugar. That's sugar beet sugar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just about all your sugar beets now are GMO. If you're
Mhm.
gonna use sugar, especially for
Mhm.
canning and everything, I go for Domino. They're the last holdout of no GMOs in their product,
Uh huh. Yeah.
and that's why
You
I
got that
use
right, T and Bushcrafter. You go
because when you open up a
Bad
Walmart
reviews.
bag of sugar and pour it,
Mhm.
It's a dust storm. It has no smell. You open a bag of Domino sugar, it smells like cotton candy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
get cane sugar,
Yeah.
real cane sugar,
Yeah.
Florida, usually the Florida brand
Yeah.
for here.
I miss good old CNH. Pure cane
I,
sugar from Hawaii.
Yeah.
That's what I grew up on.
I like turbinado for coffee. Ooh, I like turbinado sugar. I like that sugar. It tastes so good, but I don't put sugar in my coffee anymore. If it's in the creamer, I'll have a little bit of it, but
I don't
yeah.
know, my coffee, just like my men, I like them sweet and creamy.
Yeah, I with the
Now,
milk, I used to always do half and half, but I have a little issue with lactose and so I have to for some reason when they
Yeah.
combine into coffee, I can't have it as an every
see,
morning.
one way I can get the milk in me is through coffee.
I really should try that because that's
That's
the only
how
way
I
it'll get
get
in me.
my milk. Now, it's just like regular, no, I don't do no watered down milk, no 2%, one. I don't even know why people buy 1%, because that's just almost pure water with a
Yeah.
little drop
Why
of
bother
milk in
buying?
it.
Just go turn the faucet
I
on.
Whole milk or half and half is what I use. And yeah, I can get it in me through my coffee. Now, if I go to drink some milk, I'm going to pay for it unless I'm craving it. Then
Hmm.
I can drink it. I can have safely a bowl of cereal as long as I'm craving the cereal. But
Interesting.
if I'm not craving any of that, and ice cream, oh Lord, no, I gotta be careful with ice cream. But
Yeah.
as long as I'm craving it, I can safely have it.
Integrated food. It is multi-source from more than one country. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
But if I
That's
had a
lovely.
milk cow, I probably wouldn't be having none of that trouble because it won't be all pasteurized and
Yeah.
junk.
Yeah.
And no antibiotics, growth hormones, none of that crap.
Yeah. Olive oil. Yeah,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
TN, the olive oil, you'll look and it'll say like 3, 4, up to 5 different countries they sourced it from.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Is there a good brand that you guys like that is pretty safe of olive oil at all? Does
I
anybody
use
know?
I use Sam's Club.
Mm. Okay, so what is the name of that stuff? It is a chemical thing on this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
It
showing up
wasn't
as
an
an
urban
urban
legend when
legend.
it first came out.
Hmm. Yeah, depends who says it's an urban legend too, because it's like the ones that say all that stuff and go, "That's an urban legend," are the same ones that tell us,
Uh-huh.
"Oh, that's a tin hat thing," and then it comes true. So it's like,
Yeah, but
who's your
everybody got to remember,
fact checkers?
FDA is not your friend.
No.
If they were our friends and really wanted the best for us,
Yeah, they do.
they wouldn't be shutting down everybody's doing herbs and healing people
Hmm.
and not signing in for this
Mhm.
fake meat and this new lab created chicken and all this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, the lab. Ugh.
I'm not about to eat that. I'm not eating him. What is that? Impossible burger.
Mm.
Not eating that crap. And that's another reason that firmly cemented me not doing fast food. Simply because if they sell that crap there, they cannot guarantee that that whole place is not contaminated.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard California's trustable. I heard that from that doctor. I can't think of his name right now. The heart doctor. But I
Um
also think he's quite the salesman. Gundry, Dr.
Gun
Gundry.
yeah, Grindry. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's quite the
He
salesman on
is.
stuff.
He is.
Yeah,
He
I
is.
don't know how he needs to make more money being a heart surgeon and like pediatric heart surgeon, but
Uh-huh.
I don't trust doctors who pump anything anyway because you automatically know they're getting kickbacks for whatever they talk
Mhm.
about.
Hmm. Oh well, it's his company.
Whatever prescription they're pumping out is they're getting
Yeah.
kickbacks on it.
Yeah.
Also, I don't trust doctors anyway because I just don't trust them. I mean, I went years ago, long enough to find out I had lupus, and beyond that, I was like, nope, I'll take care of it myself.
Yeah. Yeah, because they want to pump you full of stuff when you have lupus.
Well, the only thing they can do for lupus really is shut down your immune system if you have a really bad
Exactly.
attack.
Yep.
And
And
I'm
that's
like, sorry,
no
I need
chance.
that thing.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
they wanted to run tests on my liver and stuff, and I was like, I need that thing.
No,
You ain't
no,
touching my liver.
They're
no,
looking.
because they'll stick that needle in you and take them long biopsies of your liver. No,
Yeah, no
no,
thanks.
they'll puncture your liver.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think they did a little job on me when they took my gallbladder. They nicked my liver. That's why I was in so much pain. And then the
Oh,
day nurse was like, "Oh, well, this is usually an outpatient procedure. You should be fine. You're just make blah blah blah." And she was being nasty to me because my husband was saying she needs pain medication. She
mhm.
hadn't brought me pain medication in like 12. I hadn't
You
had it
know
in like
what
12
though?
hours.
They did the same thing to Sherry for a month after her last surgery, and come to find
What?
out,
A month?
she had a hole in her stomach.
Oh, I
Yeah,
remember
he kept
hearing that.
taking he kept taking her to the emergency room, and they kept saying, "Oh, she's just being whiny. Oh, she just wants medicine." And he's like, "No, you don't understand. She don't take medication unless she absolutely has to. This woman's in pain. She was in
Yeah.
serious pain. Her insides were literally glued
Melting.
together.
Disgusting what they did to her. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's horrible. Horrible that they
it was
missed with that.
horrible, horrible what they did to her.
Yeah. That was
They
horrible.
messed her up for life.
Yeah. Was that like from a lap band or something like that that
The
did it, or
original
just the
surgery was a
surgery?
lap band. I don't know what the second one was exactly,
I
but
think it was to fix the problem,
You,
and they
you,
didn't find it then, right? Didn't she have? And they didn't find it that first surgery to
the
fix it.
I
the
don't know
left
exactly.
hand, all of that does more damage
Yeah.
than anything.
It
Yeah.
does, but you can't tell some people they get so desperate
No.
to lose weight that they
Yeah.
just.
Yep. They feel that
You're
that's
welcome,
their only
creative
way.
redundancy. Walks out of the kitchen. He's not hungry anymore.
Yeah, I like coffee, but there's a seltzer energy drink that's all natural, but still I don't drink it all the time. I only drink it when I have to move and I just can't. And I can't drink that all the time or I would be totally burned out because it has the equal and opposite effect coming down. So, yeah. But it seems that's the one that actually doesn't have as bad of effect when I come off of it. But it's all B vitamins and it's the way my body can kind of absorb them. My body has a hard time processing B vitamins. Just does.
Yeah.
I've got to actually I have a dissolvable B complex that seems to work good now. And funny thing is it's for bariatric patients. That's the thing too. If you get any kind of bariatric surgery, you have to
If you
keep pumping
take vitamins,
yourself. You got to pump yourself full of vitamins because they can't absorb stuff like they used to.
well, most of the time doctors don't tell them all those pills of vitamins they're swallowing. They're passing them straight through because their stomach can't dissolve them anymore.
Yeah,
They
they have
Yeah.
these are
actually
milk.
need to be on liquid vitamins.
Yeah, these are the dissolvable that I get. They're dissolvable under the tongue. And that's what they were created for the people who can't take regular vitamins anymore
Yep.
because their stomach can't absorb them like you said, it'll go right through.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same thing with gallbladder surgery. Your body isn't functioning the same anymore. You're not squirting out that bile at just the right time. So you're not absorbing your fat soluble vitamins like D. That's, would have been
And see,
nice.
trick. Here's the trick, actually, to make it where your body will dissolve them, because you need the bile to dissolve them.
Yep.
Is you have to time it. Every time you drink something or eat something, your liver dumps all the bile it has into your system. Hence why everything turns liquid. uh, time it to where you take your most important vitamins at one time
Mm.
and make sure you hadn't ate or drank anything before that. Do it that way, and yeah, it'll get dissolved.
Mhm.
But to help the gallbladder removal, I'll tell you, yogurt, not American nasty sugared down yogurt,
Yeah.
Greek yogurt,
Yeah, I do agree.
probiotics,
Oh,
prebiotics.
yeah,
You can fight it. I'm doing wonderful doing it.
yeah. I
Read
do
your
the
ingredients,
whole.
even on yogurts, though.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. The Stonyfield, it's plain yogurt that I've gotten whole milk. Seems to be
I
okay
get
with me.
I get Greek yogurt. I don't
Yeah,
get
it's a
American
Greek. It's
yogurt.
a Greek yogurt by them, by Stonyfield. They're organic. They're an organic yogurt company, and it doesn't have sugar. But I'll have to double check it now though, because they just keep pumping everything full fillers now.
Mhm.
It seems like
Yeah.
more so after COVID. Ooh, I said the word. So brazen.
Well, Americans will eat anything that's put in front of them.
Mhm.
They're all lemmings. Well, most everybody is.
Most are.
That's why I'm extremely, extremely picky about. Well, I'm not a picky eater. I'm a picky shopper. I
Yeah.
watch what the ingredients are. I buy just about everything from scratch and make it myself.
Yeah.
Once in a while, I'll cheat, but
Yeah.
you better believe I have fine tooth comb that ingredient list.
Yeah, right. The whole darn thing in there.
Well,
That
I
was a
know
couple
ones like
times.
Yoplait,
Oh, that's
they
I
crap.
have
don't.
bioengineered
Yeah.
Yep.
food in
They're
it.
just crap. Yoplait is crap.
Yoplait, American yogurt,
Yeah.
big difference.
Yeah.
Buy Greek yogurt and read the labels.
Yeah.
Chihuahua.
Oh, I always
Any,
read the labels. I read all the ingredients to see what's in it.
Yeah, you
see, I
have
have
to.
to. I have
If
no
there's
other choice.
anything bioengineered, I don't want it.
Mm.
I don't eat Frankenstein food. That's why I don't eat McDonald's and just about every single fast food restaurant. I don't eat at because yeah, crap. It ain't a happy meal. It's called a death meal.
Hmm. It is.
Uh,
After the insects and stuff parts, he's
well,
like, I'm less hungry now.
Yeah.
Walks out of the kitchen. I guess so.
but I have to read every single label because one, I can't have red dye 40, and I done found out red 4 is the same thing as red 40. So it's
Mm.
another for me to watch out for.
Hmm.
I can have absolutely nothing artificial sweetener, period. And they are pumping that in everything just about. So, hence why I am a true from scratch cooker because most of the crap from the store cannot buy.
Yeah.
And it's
Exmactly?
actually,
Tien said exmactly. Is that our new word for the evening? Exmactly, Barry.
Apparently. He said that a couple of times now, I think. Somebody has said it
Yeah,
before.
that's Tien. He makes up words. We all do. I think
Yeah,
that's why we're
actually,
friends.
Tea and Bushcraft, I have a yogurt maker with the little
yeah,
glass jars and stuff with it that and make yogurt because it's
it's
and I go
wonderful.
buy my milk from the Amish who raise their own cattle and
Mm.
Not
make
all of
it.
them do, but
Well, these here do. Uh,
No, I haven't yet, Tien. I got to catch up. I hit people. What you'll see is in the middle of the night, you'll see me hit your channel and I'll watch like a couple videos if I can. Unless they're longer videos, then I keep that on and let the whole thing play out. I found with the longer
yeah,
ones, it's easier to get my laptop out and put it out with me in the daytime.
you can't even
But
eat at McDonald's nowadays for $10. I hate to tell you,
no,
they are.
and you're still getting crap.
Yeah, yeah.
I
wait,
mean,
what?
He said
Eat where?
$10, $10+ meal, and it don't make you full, just empty wallet.
mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
Oh
we
yes,
were.
that's why I don't eat fast food. One, a lot of times they use canola oil. I
Mm,
refuse to use canola oil. It's killing Americans.
Hmm. It
Soybean
is.
oil. There's no such thing as vegetable oil no more. It's all pure soybean oil, so I don't buy it. I'm missing something funny.
just cabbage and mayo. He doesn't like coleslaw. He loves barbecue, but he will not eat that side dish of coleslaw. You know, Homestead Aquarius.
That's okay. It means more for me.
That's right. Always. Gee. Yeah, I was. I wasn't told like I would starve or anything, but it was just I saw where it was coming from, and I helped my daddy with it. So it was a good thing. Like it was fun to be with him in the garden. So the food kind of had that
Uh-huh.
love and care and fun to
Hmm.
it too,
Yeah.
even if it was a carrot, you know. He would
Now,
usually rinse it and pass it, and I'd eat
Actually,
it.
tea and bushcrafter, my favorite coffee is made in a French press.
I've done pour over right now with Malachi. I do the Keurig because my husband has blessed me with getting the Paul Newman's organic, so I don't get headaches.
That doesn't surprise me, Tibor.
Goes to BJ's and gets me a box of those.
Yeah, uh, tea and bushcrafter. When I was growing up, we
It's
raised
awesome.
it, or we hunted and fished for it, or we didn't eat it.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know that, Tibor.
what?
I thought that it was created in Canada as an engine oil for planes, canola oil.
Yep.
I
World
thought
War II.
isn't it rapeseed that makes
Rape.
the canola?
Yep.
My brother actually went down to Australia, had friends that have a farm down there, and helped actually bring in a rapeseed harvest.
It's Canada and Russia's main crops too. Rapes.
Wow.
Huh?
Wow, Tibor. That's
Yep, I
crazy.
knew about that. I knew about that.
That's, yikes.
Used in World War II as well.
But yeah, but it'll go away as soon as we start talking about insects and sawdust in your food.
Yep.
It's been like this up and down, up and down. Well, it's
We
almost 2
quickly make
a.m.
him
and
hungry. He goes to
yeah,
the kitchen, and while he's searching, we change his mind.
yeah, exactly. I'm gonna have to end this though. I've been getting a headache. I don't know what that's from.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Just enjoy your cellulose.
Yeah,
I
right.
laugh every time. I laugh every time I see that.
It's in so much, and it is in
You
creamers
had
too.
vitamin,
It is.
have you had vitamin C pill today,
Mm,
Carol?
what? Did I take it
You
today?
had any vitamin C today?
I had a whole mango. So I would think so, but I'll take a vitamin C. What does the vitamin C do? Because you've told me that before. What is it?
It helps with the migraines.
Oh, I didn't know that.
A lot of people don't realize when you have bad headaches,
Mm-hmm.
your vitamin C is extremely low.
Okay. Interesting.
Huh.
Extremely low.
I'll
Okay.
tell my
All
daughter
right,
that
Mama
one
L.
because she has severe migraines to the point of going into seizures from them.
Oh
Rose hip
gosh.
tea. Rose hip tea.
Oh, I have rose
Nothing
hips.
added to it.
Yeah.
Nothing added to it for severe migraines. Okay. You know those, when you buy a pot set, you get that little dinky pot that you
Oh,
really can't
mhm.
do
Yeah.
anything with?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Fill that with about 3/4 of the way of cold
Good night,
water.
dear.
Nike Air.
Fill that with cold water. Put
Uh
a good handful of rose hips in
huh.
the water. Make sure the pot has a good fitting lid.
Yeah.
Bring it up to a simmer. Cut the heat off. Remove it. Let it completely steep to room temperature. Take 18 ounce to 16 ounce glass. fill it halfway with the rose hip tea and the other half of the glass. And this is important. And I know a lot of people can't do milk, but it must be whole milk. Now
Hmm.
you can do the rose hip tea by itself if you're lactose intolerant, but
Mhm.
if you're not, half the glass of cool rose hip tea, the rest of the glass with whole milk. Now
Huh.
that has
Yeah.
never failed. Has
She
never
she
failed. Stop.
she is
My
lactose intolerant.
I
do
actually,
just the rose hip tea.
yeah, I actually have rose hips for vitamin C. I got that in a gel cap, like instead of getting vitamin C, and I forgot all about it until you said rose hips. So I might just
Yep.
go and do some of that. Plus,
But
I want
most
to go. I can go
yep.
out and try the herbs. If you guys need any of these herbs, you can check. Mama Al has a link. What's the place again that you get your herbal stuff
Mountain
from?
Rose Herbs.
Mountain Rose Herbs, and
That's
you
the
can
What
place
she
I
doesn't
go.
get out of the yard.
what she doesn't harvest
Right.
herself.
Well, I don't harvest myself.
Yeah.
I I get from them. Now,
Yeah.
everyone, now if you use my link, I'm an affiliate. You're not going to cost you no money unless you shop for yourself. If you make an order, you will get 15% off your order till July 31st. I get a
Oh,
very small commission, no cost to you. And mountain rose herbs are the best herbs
Mhm.
because they're all organic.
yeah.
They're all
Yeah.
sustainably harvested and grown, and they help small farms.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I've
heard it
gotten
here.
herbs from them before. They are good.
And then for those of you who are in the community and also outside the community, tomorrow is the kickoff for the Old Ways Summer of Giving cook-off, and you need to watch the video to find out what that's about. So Homestead Aquarius will be putting out that video.
Ah.
Thank you everybody for coming. I appreciate you ladies coming up with me. I love having these lady panels, even though TN doesn't count as a lady. So, but I,
Yeah.
you know,
We can let
I,
one
and
gentleman.
TN, yeah, we can let one slip in with testosterone. Y'all have a great evening. Thank you so much. I hope you do not go through overwhelm, but I hope we all kind of gave little tips and tricks that we can get through it. And it's just a season, and yeah, can your balls off.
If our
Ah!
ancestors could do it, so can we. It may not
Listen,
be comfortable, but we can
Yeah,
do it.
yeah.
like my T-shirt, like my T-shirt says on my web store, grab your balls. It's cannon time.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. I don't have any balls. Well, I have a couple cases.
Ball jars, ball jars. Yes, you do.
That's right.
All
I was
candy
going to
jars.
say they're not cur, they are ball. Okay. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much for coming.
Listen,
Good